The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
A racehorse in Ohio, which had won a race early in the day, later tested positive for meth. Ohio, where you have to test horses for meth.
A woman in Utah who gave birth to her 8th child just 2 weeks ago is competing in the Mrs. World beauty pageant. I guess she just can't get enough crowning.
Got 2 kids. They're not Super Bowl babies, though. We all know what Super Bowl babies are. If you've seen the commercial the last couple of years during the Super Bowl, apparently 9 months after the time of the Super Bowl, there's a rise in births. So the NFL put out this commercial, showing, oh, these are all the babies born 9 months after this year's Super Bowl. This is how old they are now. So the NFL's taking credit for this. Like, mom and dad are watching the Super Bowl. They get horny. They go into the bedroom, have sex. 9 months later, there's a baby. Okay, first of all, do you know what other day happens within a week of the Super Bowl every year? Valentine's Day, exactly. I think that's when married guys are getting laid. Ladies, is there any day a man is less attractive than Super Bowl Sunday? Ooh, beer breath and buffalo farts. I gotta have that.
It's showtime.
Stupid Wednesday. I've never been a big fan, Josh.
Oh, yeah? I like Wednesdays.
Never been a big Wednesday fan.
What don't you like about Wednesdays, out of curiosity?
You want to know why?
If you don't mind me asking. If it's okay for me to ask.
Of course it's okay for you to ask me anything. AMA.
Well, FML.
I wonder, since you know me so well, I wonder if you can answer for me why I don't like Wednesdays at all.
Is it the combination of Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder?
No, I like that combination.
Okay, I do too.
I do. It's 2 guys, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Those are 2 guys who I couldn't possibly care less what they think of me.
All right.
So I like that combination.
So you don't mind that? Okay.
No, they'll be joining us at 7:30. Sure, I see where you're going with that.
Is it the gastrointestinal results of Taco Tuesday?
No, decent guess.
All right.
Decent guess. I'll just tell you.
Oh, wait, I want to try.
Ashley,
I think I got it.
Would you allow Ashley to try?
Please,
Go
Ashley,
ahead.
You have the floor.
Is it because on Wednesdays we have to stay later and figure out dad fights?
Nah, but that's also a pretty good guess. Usually Wednesdays after the show, we sit down and we argue back and forth over what subject we'll be using Friday for our dad fight segment, again with the Randy Shaver and the Brad Ryder. 2 guys who I couldn't possibly care less what they think of me.
Doesn't bother you at all. You don't even think about it.
I'll tell you why. Wednesdays. Why I don't like Wednesdays. Because it insists upon itself.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
It insists upon itself.
You know what else?
Go ahead.
A lot of people are like, Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day, yay. Sometimes Wednesdays can be a bit mundane, don't you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely mundane. But I'm going to go ahead anyway. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Thanks for listening. I heard the fellas joking around in your intro there about Super Bowl babies.
Yeah, did you? I know you don't really pay too much attention to the commercials, but...
Never.
Yeah, they do. They
you want to know why? You want to know why I don't pay attention to Super Bowl commercials? Yeah, see,
do they insist upon themselves?
You're right.
Yes.
Yes, they do. What were you saying about Go ahead, Super Bowl commercials.
So where they kind of reference, hey, look at all these Super Bowl babies that are born,
Okay, I haven't seen that ad.
Yeah, they have like these babies in different, uniforms, or maybe not, I shouldn't say uniforms, but jerseys, right, of their favorite team.
This is an ad. Cute. This is an ad that's run during past Super Bowls?
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw it. Maybe it was last year, I can't remember.
Fair enough, I missed it.
Yeah, so I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
But he's right. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day.
Right. If you don't mind diving into our parents' sexual practices for a little while, I know that troubles some of you. But are you aware that you are a certain type of a baby? Meaning maybe you were conceived during a See, I was born in September, and it didn't dawn on me until a little later in life that I must have been sort of a Christmas baby. Do you see where I'm going with that?
Yep.
Obviously, my folks must have folded each other in half sometime around Christmas, and then 9 months later, here and my twin brother come. So I guess I would be a Christmas baby.
I think I am a Twins playoff baby.
Sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like going into the World Series. The
Okay.
Twins going into the World Series.
So you were conceived in April, October?
Yeah, because I was
End
born
of October?
I was born in June.
I can't do that kind of arithmetic. Is he accurate there?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
'Cause I'm the same way. I don't think it was Twins related because 1984. I don't think the Twins really had that good of a year.
No, they didn't.
But I think maybe a Halloweenish baby.
All right.
Okay.
I'm nothing special.
Nothing special.
I think it was May when my
Your
parents
folks
did
probably
it.
they just bumped and they
Yeah.
they did. I mean they look like the type where they don't need a special occasion.
Nah.
They're going to tear each other apart.
And I should say, for people that are probably doing the math, for people that know I'm a Halloween baby, I was almost 3 months premature.
Well,
So-
meaning you were born on Halloween.
Yes.
What about premature?
Because if anybody's doing the math, if my birthday was, if I was actually born when I was supposed to be born, it would have been in
The middle
late
of
January.
January?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you were really early.
Yep. Yeah, I was almost 3 months premature.
Oh, I thought you said weeks.
That's amazing you survived.
Months.
I know.
You were
Yeah.
3 months premature.
Yeah, my mom's a trooper.
Son of a bitch.
That's a good story. I mean,
Shout out to you, Mom. Thanks.
Yeah, no
Thanks for
kidding.
not dying.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I don't know for me. I mean, unless I was born early, like if I was born maybe a couple weeks early, I could say I was a 4th of July baby. But it's something in June. I don't know what's going on with my parents in June.
Well, they did like Ashley's folks. Your folks didn't need a reason. Let's do it.
Well, they wanted to procreate.
Hard.
No. It was gentle, and it was there was no pleasure whatsoever.
Well, your folks
It was polite.
Catholics.
It was mundane.
It was mundane, I bet.
And it insisted upon itself.
Catholics, your folks.
Yeah.
So it was,
They didn't need a reason to make babies.
it was June, and you said you never had air conditioning. Were you guys at a movie?
What?
Or it would be who? It wouldn't be you at the movie. It'd be like your siblings.
Yeah, I was-
your brother. or
My
something.
younger brother? You wondering if my
Oh,
younger
it was
brother was
younger.
at my conception?
Dang it.
I don't
Do
know
you
where the
know
hell.
how
I
babies
get
work?
where you're getting at,
I
Waffle.
was thinking your brother was older than you.
Yeah,
I don't
like
have
the-
any idea
like
what
the
he's
kids
talking
were
about.
Out of the,
The kids
house.
got out of the
Yeah,
house.
okay.
Jesus. Well, there you go, everybody. Now we know each other even better than we did 5 minutes ago.
Well, how about the Howards, right? Bryce Dallas Howard. She was conceived in Dallas. Her dad had said their middle names of their children were on Howard. He said the middle names of the children is where they were conceived.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that gimmick before.
David Beckham and Victoria Beckham do the same thing.
Oh, did they really?
Really?
Yuck.
I don't like that bit so
I don't
much.
either.
We don't need to know.
Dana Ford Wessel. Dana Ford Fiesta Wessel.
Yeah, we don't need to know that much information. Congratulations, you had sex. That's kind of what that says to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, apparently my parents, they had sex at a movie theater in front of my younger brother, and then 9 months later I was born.
Okay, this.
It's amazing how they did that.
I'm really glad this topic came up because you know when people do their birth or their pregnancy announcements, they kind of like to make them cute and fun in some way.
I don't exactly know what you mean. Pregnancy announcements?
Like they'll throw it on Facebook and they'll have
that's
some
why I
cute
don't
little
know.
onesie that says something. I saw one the other day and I wanted to know how you guys felt about this. And so the dad to be used to play hockey, all that. And so
Real
Like
hockey?
professionally? Or?
no.
Okay,
Just
not
in general.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so on the onesie or the little sign that they put little letters on, it said one got past the goalie.
Sure.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
I've
thought,
seen that before.
Is that? I thought about it too much. I was like, that's kind of gross.
Well, yeah, I've heard that slogan before.
And what's the goalie? Is the goalie birth control? I don't.
Yeah.
Typically, yeah.
The goalie is the pill.
Yeah, there's that saying where it says like the girl's gonna pull the goalie on the guy without him knowing.
Oh, okay.
I like how they're announcing that it's an oopsie.
It was. I mean, it's cute. I mean, I'm excited for them, but at the same time, I was like,
I mean, in my opinion, it's okay to have a little bit of information, but not too much, when it comes to that kind of a thing. Referencing what Josh brought up, the folks who need to mention the city where the baby was conceived in the baby's name. Okay, come on. We don't need to know that friggin'. I don't give a rat's ass that you bent the wife over in Duluth. Okay? Congratulations, you had a baby. Like we did this morning, maybe we can later in life figure out what started it. Whether it be a Twins World Series or a Christmas celebration. But you don't need to just, put it out there like that. We get it. You got laid.
I wonder, so my sister has 2 middle names. Is it possible that was 2 of the 3 women that were there at her conception?
Absolutely.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, we don't know who the real mom is.
Wow. Getting a couple of texts from people whose siblings were premature babies like you, Ashley, and what a process it was to keep them going. Wow, that's really dramatic stuff.
Yeah, 3 months. That's insane, especially
3
that long ago.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you're old, but medically that was a long time ago.
Yeah, my mom was in the NICU or I was in the NICU, and she was sitting there with me for quite a while after
I'm sorry, in the what?
The NICU.
NICU.
I can't.
Natal intensive care.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Where they put the babies to make sure, for like a month or whenever it is, to make sure you don't die on them.
They cook them a little longer.
Yeah.
Right. All right. What a hell of a deal. What's that saying, Josh? What's old is new again?
Yeah.
What's old is new again. You know what gimmick has made a return to popularity? Plaid. Plaid is so hot right now.
Oh, yeah. I see it all the time. Young people like to wear plaid.
You know what else is back? Jelking.
Yeah, jelking.
What is that?
Jelking
I was wondering,
is back.
There's all these articles the last week on jelking. As if it was a new thing. We've talked about jelking before.
Right. And you know what? I got way more aggravated than I should have.
Oh, that it's back?
What? No.
Or that it's becoming...
That these folks on godless social media were trying to tell us that it's new.
Yeah, the articles were saying, here's this new trend, whatever. It's like, well, we've talked about... And I'm not saying we debuted it or anything. I just mean it's been out there for a long time.
And I'm a little ashamed of how mad I got. Why was I so mad that someone claimed that jelking was new?
That's kind of funny.
I'm getting old.
We were jelking before it was cool.
Dude,
on
I've been
social
jelking
media.
off since I was 20.
Josh and I knew about this years ago, so don't be trying to come off cute about how jelking is new. It's nothing new. If you're totally lost, here's the deal. TikTok and Reddit have been talking about this. Jelking, Jelqing. And if it is new to you, hang on to something because it's really gross.
Yeah, it is. I wish I didn't look it up.
It's dudes pulling on their damn wieners to try to make them bigger. It's gross and stupid and it can hurt you. But it's not new. Stupid TikTok and Reddit dorks.
Anybody try anything like this?
Hell no.
All the time.
Good Lord. All right, so I'll give you the...
Wapple, Dana, Nick, no.
No.
Okay, no. So absolutely not.
Have you guys ever been on a porn website and they have the ads for penis enhancements, all that kind of stuff?
Oh.
Have you ever thought about it when you're on there?
No.
Nah. All just looks very fishy.
Scares
very
the-
scammy.
Scares the hell out of me.
Oh, if there was something that was proven to work, heck yeah, I'd do it. Absolutely.
It's so terrifying to think that I'm going to take a pill or something No way. You know what I mean?
Gained 3 inches.
Something I ordered off the friggin' porn website. I'm gonna put that pill in my body and then sit and wait for my dong to grow. No way. I don't think I'd get a night's sleep. I wouldn't get a decent night's sleep. I'd keep waiting for my heart to stop beating.
I'll tell you what. I've got a family member who he ordered in the back of a magazine. He ordered some cheap. What's that? Rogaine?
Oh, okay.
Right? And so it wasn't Rogaine, but there was an advertised as, hey, it's basically Rogaine, just super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
He said it made him go insane. Like it seeped into his brain, and he became a different person. Not only didn't it work, it affected his personality.
Oh, no. Yeah, don't put anything on your head. That's way too close to the stuff that you want to protect.
He grew a hand out the top of his head.
Pretty much.
Oh, like The Grudge.
Like the what?
The Grudge.
Oh, I've never seen that.
People that have seen The Grudge know what I'm talking about.
They grew hands out of their heads?
Yeah, there's a shower scene. It kind of messed me up for a while. I don't like to close my eyes in the shower for too long.
Oh, boy, I'd be dangerous in the back of an end zone if I could have a hand on my head.
Never saw it. But like Josh said, and we've covered this before, like Josh said, if there was a 100% foolproof gimmick to grow out your dong, what dude wouldn't do it, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I absolutely
100% foolproof, no side effects, no
and it's
nothing.
Affordable.
Why wouldn't you? Just for fun. Mm-hmm. But a pill or some kind of salve or something that they sell on a porn website, you couldn't give me $1 million to try that stuff. Frightens the hell out of me.
Yeah, you gotta be really desperate to be ordering something off a porn website, some miracle boner pills you see advertised.
Well, sometimes when you have an erection, you make bad decisions.
That is a good point.
Ashley, is there something similar with women?
Yes.
Where your brain all of a sudden just goes completely south.
Yeah.
And you're thinking with your midsection.
Yeah, it's more like during the act, when you're trying to figure out what to do with the finishing product. There can be a little
what to do with the finishing product? I don't know what that means.
That comes from the man, when you do fun sexual things.
Yeah,
there is
when you do a sex.
Yeah, there is a few times where it's like, who cares? And then last minute I'm like, wait, I'm the one that cares, actually. I'm the one that cares.
Yeah, that's my grandfather's clock. Don't do it on that.
So I'll give you the specifics here, because I didn't even tell folks how to jelk. Jelking is back. It's on the social media nonsense, and I didn't even tell you how to jelk. Well, you press your thumb and your index finger at the base of your semi-erect penis, and then drag it forward. Drag it. Much like you do, it says here, when attempting to squeeze the last bits out of a tube of toothpaste.
Oh. And you got to kind of roll up the base.
The idea is that these aggressive yanks cause micro-sized tears inside the penis tissue, and then once you've torn it up, it comes back slightly larger after it heals. This is just the dumbest damn thing today. I'm not going to say, I can't even know how the internet works. I can't even say of the week or the month or the year, because just wait till later today. Someone will come up with something even more dangerous and ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing I've heard today. Doctors, of course, are saying, what are you, stupid or something? Don't be tearing at your dong all day long to try to make it bigger. You're going to damage the damn thing. It'll give you that Peyronie's disease.
Oh.
They say. Doctors say. And
I have a Peyronie's disease story.
You do?
Yeah, one of the many times I had to go to the spermologist for a bad wiener. They said, okay, so you're here for Peyronie's disease? I'm like, what? No, I'm not here for that at all. And they're like, oh, somebody wrote down the wrong thing.
Oh.
So they wrote down, and then I thought, do I have that? I don't think I do.
You're the doctor.
Yeah. Like my heart sank right up my butthole. Nobody had ever said that to me. I didn't think there was. I don't have the length to even curve, so there's no way I think that could even happen. Yeah, they just wrote it down wrong.
That's scary.
Yeah. I do?
Yeah, so, I would, I'd warn against jelking. But there it is.
It's kind of sad you have to warn against it, but yeah, I mean,
well, you know,
there's moments of desperation, I suppose.
There's all types out there, and some of them are ninth graders, and some of them think like ninth graders, but yet they're fully grown people, you know, so. Some people are more susceptible to this kind of nonsense than others. But there you go.
Kayak fisherman Jesus said, dang, guys, this is hard to do while driving. I don't think it's working. Yeah, you're not supposed to gel and drive. There's probably rules on that.
JWI.
Oh, God. That's terrible. Just don't do it.
Just be nice to your dongs, everybody.
They thought you had pyrones, huh, Josh?
Well, they just wrote it down wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the translation was, but the guy's like, oh, no, you're good.
I hear you.
Yeah, but that did freak me out a little bit. We've heard stories.
You're right, though, Josh. Every once in a while, dudes, chicks, doesn't matter. We think with our genitalia, by damn we do. Oh, God.
That's why you got to clear the cannon. You have to do it like before a date or before something like that, just so you don't make bad decisions.
Every once in a while, I'll start rolling through some of these past episodes from my life and just, what in the living hell?
Yeah.
What was wrong with me? What in the hell was I up to?
I could picture you in a situation where, you know, your brain has moved south. I love you too. And then you forget the person's name. I'd imagine saying stuff like that or making like, yeah, we'll be together forever, or saying something in the heat of the moment. You might regret afterwards.
I wasn't the guy who said things like that. I love you. Yeah, let's be a couple. You know, that wasn't me. I'm just referencing, you know, I can... And there was a lot of heavy drinking going on back there, so there are some missing spots in the reel. But I look back at some of these encounters I had with women, and I can't believe it. Because there was real serious fear afterwards. Not just a little bit of worry, not just a little bit of anxiety. We're talking fear. Looking out the window. Oh, God, is that her? No, it's not. Okay. The phone rings. Is it her? Oh, God, thank God it's not. Hello?
Josh, to your point, though, I've definitely been in situations in my younger years where you drunkenly hook up with the next, and you're like, why did we ever break up? And then the next morning, you're like, oh, yeah, I remember why we broke up.
Oh, no.
I do have this thing where if someone says I love you, my instant response is I love you too. And that's got me a couple times.
Boy, there was a good one in there. What do you...
Yeah, this was when I moved. I was when I moved to the current house I'm in now, I was very close with my old neighbor, and he was a great guy.
Right.
And I love him to death. And he, here I'm using that word. Well, we're on the phone, and I was not expecting this, but he, at the very end of the conversation, he's like, hey, I love you, bro. And I immediately went, I love you too. No, love ya, bro, is what he said. Love ya, bro.
Love ya, bro.
And I said back, I love you too. And then we hung up. I'm like, what the hell? Why would he do that to me? I didn't say love. Wait, hold on. I'm screwed. Love ya. I said I love you, which is more
made it
intimate.
Official, yeah.
I understand.
I think you guys are legally married now, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I was telling Nick, I'm like, I'm mad at him. That's his fault. That's not my fault. That was a triggered reaction. I'm programmed to say that. Like my wife will say that, I say it back. That's how it goes. He got me.
Shady bastard, that guy. He knew he could get you.
Yeah, he got me. But you know what? If he's listening, I love you.
He knew you were the type.
Many ways.
He knew you were the type to fall for his charms.
He's one of those guys that all of a sudden he got ripped, right? I mean, he's always in decent shape, but he got absolutely ripped, right? Looking great, tan, everything. And I thought, uh-oh, here we go. He's getting a divorce. And lo and behold, that's what ended up happening.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
How's he doing now?
He's doing great.
New lady in his life?
Well, yeah.
Let himself
go?
go?
I think he's...
No.
He
kept up
not,
with the. He kept up with the press and weights and everything.
He's doing fine in the lady department. He's smooth.
Yeah, here's folks texting in now. texting me saying, weren't you the guy, back to the conversation of saying certain things when having a sexual encounter with a damn near total stranger. I said I wasn't the guy that said things. People are texting in saying, aren't you the guy who asked a girl if you could S her D? Yes. What I was directly referencing was I love you stuff. I wasn't the I love you guy or the let's stay together forever guy. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I said some stupid things during sex. It just wasn't usually loving things. And yeah, I figured that maybe I'd get called out for that. Boy, that was something.
What was her reaction again? I think you've told this story.
Confusion.
But... Yeah.
Confusion.
Like,
I
wait a minute.
Busted out in laughter.
If you haven't heard the story, I was very, very drunk having an encounter with a young lady many years ago. We were both very drunk. And what I meant to say was, how about you go ahead and ask my... And instead, I asked her if I could... Well, you heard me already. I asked her if I could do that to her. She was very confused.
She's like, I don't have one of those. No, I don't.
You can try.
There you go. What's going on today? It's Wednesday. Randy Shaver going to be here.
I was looking at our prize sheet, and we've got tickets to a band I haven't thought about in a long time. Social Distortion. Boy, that takes me back to high school.
Yeah.
And in the Edge days and things like that.
One of my buddies was the #1 Social Distortion fan in town for a good, few years. I don't know if he cares anymore. But boy, was he crazy about that band for a while.
Oh, yeah, I thought they were great. I always thought their singer, Mike Ness, was just cool. There's something about him.
Sure. Leather jacket, the black hair.
The attitude.
The tattoos.
Yep.
The big old fat guitar.
Yeah,
when you're in one of those kind of rockabilly punk bands, you don't play just a little Fender. You play a big fat-ass guitar.
Yeah, you want the big guitar.
Yeah. Social Distortion, tell me about this.
So they're coming to the Palace Theater in May. So, and I've just found out this morning looking at our prize sheet. Thought that was pretty cool. I mean, like I said, it takes me back to high school. He had that gravelly voice.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool look.
They got a cool vibe. They always have.
Yeah.
Social Distortion. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I look forward to dumping those out on a listener when we get a chance later on. For now, we'll take a break. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll be back here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
What companies deserve your hard-earned dollar? Which would you want to work for? How can you know if they share your values? Just ask us. Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks who really means business in supporting workers, customers, communities, the environment, and shareholders. We measure progress, track success, and help them be better. When you see the Just Capital seal, you know what's real, because just business is better business. Visit justcapital.com to learn who makes your dollar count.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
How much time do I have before we go on air?
We're actually already on. Sorry, coughing fit.
You were coughing?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Let me throw something your way. I'm going to dump a quick text message or two on you. We were talking about penis enlargement a few minutes ago. Be careful if you're the type of guy to try dong enhancement gimmicks. They try to sell you pills and creams and different types of swills to make you hang heavier. I'm terrified of such things. But then again, I don't even like to take aspirin. But listen to this scam. This is terrible. Moose, the mold tech Jesus, texted in. He said he ordered a penis enlargement kit online. The bastard sent them a magnifying glass.
That's
a good one.
That was very Rodney Dangerfield.
You're right, yeah.
Yep.
Dangerfield?
Field, yes.
And then there's Labia Lover.
I mean, if you know him as well as I do, it's Feld.
You called him Rodney Dangerfeld.
I did. Yeah, I did. I misspoke.
Labia Lover Jesus texted in. What's happening now?
I said my name's Igor.
Right, Igor.
Igor.
If there's a cream that makes your D bigger, wouldn't it also make your hands bigger? Here's a question from Labia Lover Jesus. That makes sense.
Yeah, never
Better
thought of
wear
it that
gloves,
way.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you can palm a monster truck tire or something along those lines. Be careful with that stuff.
You'd be sweet at arm wrestling, maybe. It could help.
I don't like the
Thumb
sound.
wrestling.
I don't like the sounds of any of it. All right, your stupid news for the day. Let's start with a guessing game. I enjoy playing a game now and then. So for Dana, Ashley, and Wapple, I know Josh has already taken a look-see at today's stupid news. None of you have seen anything from today's stupid news, have you?
No, sir.
Huh?
Nope.
All right. I like playing a game now and then. So for Dana, Ashley, and Wapple, I'm going to call the game, What Did the Dullard Do This Time? In stupid news story number 1, a dullard committed what has become a very common crime. To the point of frustration and amazement, really. That's how common this crime has become. But there are quite a few criminal acts these days that seem to come up day after day. So we're going to play, What Did the Dullard Do This Time? Wapple, go!
He pointed a laser pointer at an airplane.
Why'd you take my guess?
Okay.
That was not your guess. Was it your guess?
It was my guess. Yeah.
Ashley, what did the dullard do this time?
Well, I guess we're on the theme of penis, so slammed his penis in some type of situation. Maybe
toaster?
a door, toaster.
Slammed it into a toaster.
The theme of penis, she says.
I'm going to guess he impersonated a police officer, because there seems to be a lot of that going around too lately.
That's a good one.
All right, that was Dana's guess right there.
As a cop, I can confirm that.
Wapple says laser pointer. Ashley says penis touching. Dana says, I can't remember.
Impersonating a police officer.
Impersonating a police. Those are all solid guesses. They are. The winner is Dana and Ashley's co-worker, Wapple.
Yeah!
I got excited for a second.
Yeah.
My bell is in the other room. I just realized I left it in there. Thank you, Wapple.
That was my penis.
Your penis makes a dinging sound.
Yeah. It's all the way over there, too.
There you go. Laser pointer is the correct answer. Cops in central Indiana. Jesus Christ, don't do that to me ever again.
Did he scare you? Are you okay? Is your heart okay?
No, I'm not okay. Dana, please warn me before you come walking in the studio. I thought we were all dead.
I thought you saw me
No,
coming.
Dana just brought me my bell, but he did not say I'm over here reading the story.
That's the thing. With his facial hair and everything, he's kind of Sasquatchy. You know, I mentioned he looks like the dad in Teen Wolf the other day. When the dad goes all Teen Wolf, that's kind of what you look like.
Yeah.
Thank you for the bell.
You're welcome.
But please announce yourself.
I will. Next time, I will make sure that you're aware I'm coming.
I get. Did you guys know that I'm easily startled like that?
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, am I easily startled?
Yeah, I've noticed that before.
And the friggin' wife that I got living with me now, she knows it.
Does she just sneak up behind you?
Oh, my God.
I love that.
I will eventually seize up in the house.
You should get some of those horse blinders.
Wouldn't that make it worse?
Blinders. So now I can't see her coming at all?
Yeah. You can only see right in front of you.
I'm not sure how that's going to help the situation. All right. It's nice to have my baby back.
Yeah, there it is. I want my baby back.
How did I say this again? Cops in central Indiana received multiple reports last week about someone shining a laser at airplanes. Cops drove around the airport to see if they could figure out who was doing it. They didn't find anybody at first. The same cop was driving around 20 minutes later when the dullard with the laser decided to shine it directly at the cop's patrol car. It's just...
I just don't get this one.
No,
you know?
I don't... This guy is about he's ready to crack 50 years old. He's a 49-year-old.
Man.
They pulled him over. They found 2 stupid laser pointers in his car. And of course, he's also covered in drugs. He's got painkillers crushed up and mixed with meth. They found a gun in his car. He's not supposed to have a gun. So he could face an even more brutal sentence overall for the laser pointing because of the drugs and the gun. The only silver lining, in my mind, go ahead and tell me which way you would go with this, Josh. The only silver lining in my mind to this never-ending parade of laser pointer donkeys is that the process of elimination is slowly clearing out the dullards. It is. It's a process.
They're busting themselves?
Yes, but it's happening. It's...
Yeah, I wish...
Look at it, and it points up at the airplane. I'm 50. What? What are you doing?
Yeah, if you got like kids or, your how do you explain something like that?
There's no way. There's no way beyond your 10th grade year that you really should be able to explain that.
Mm-hmm. Get the guy a PlayStation or something. There's got to be something he could do.
Yeah, get some kind of hobby.
Learn how to do some woodworking.
What is the benefit of doing that?
Go for a walk.
And this guy's driving around town covered in meth with an illegal weapon in his car. That's when he chooses to play the laser pointer game. It blows my friggin' mind. It really does. All right, another day, another scam, Cubby. Some folks just simply have no shame. They'll scam anybody, anytime, as long as it means money in their pocket. Here, another guy ready to crack 50. This is truly something. A 48-year-old Englishman was vacationing in Thailand, partying his bag off. Well, he upped and ran out of money. So he decided to try and scam his own family by having his bros pretend to be his kidnappers so his family would send more money. 48 years old. Ian Day is the name of this scumbag, self-centered prick. He didn't want the party to stop. And he must be a spoiled ass trust fund baby his entire life, because it says here that his family had already been sending him money over there to Thailand so he could keep drinking and doing drugs and such. I know a couple people like this. It sounds like it's not out of the ordinary for him to expect his family to cover his ass financially, no matter what it is. So at one point, his family, just probably worn out, exhausted from all this nonsense, they finally refused to keep sending him hooker money or whatever it was over to Thailand. They finally did say, no, it's time to come home. He'd been there for 3 weeks or whatever. We're not sending you any more money. And that's when he came up with the idea to stage a fake kidnapping. Isn't that a hilarious idea?
I don't get it. As far as maybe if you're raised that way, you're used to it, right? Your parents giving you money and stuff. But how comfortable would you be, Nick, going to your parents, hey, I need some money to party in Thailand or whatever?
I would have been ashamed of myself at 25 years old, let alone 48. This guy.
Oh, yeah.
No
absolutely.
way.
Are you kidding me? But like you said, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know any other way to do it. I'm almost convinced this guy's got to be one of them rich kids. And Christ, he's almost 50 now, but he doesn't look at it any different than when he was 15. Send me money. I'm your son. You are supposed to support me, no matter what I do.
Parents just got to say no eventually.
Yeah, they're out there. They are out there.
Did this story at all remind you of that old Rodney Dangerfield joke about him getting kidnapped? Remember that one?
Yes, I do. The late, great Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah. I just I tried to get my son on this the other day, this exact joke, and he just wouldn't go for it.
He didn't like it?
Well, he wouldn't go for it. He couldn't get past the fact that it never really happened. And I kept telling it to him, like, do you get the joke at all?
Come
do you
on.
understand?
Come on. Yeah, what was it again? The guy, Rodney Dangerfield, he never got any respect.
None whatsoever.
His parents did not care for him one bit.
Seemed like nobody did, if you listen to him.
I was kidnapped once. And my kidnappers sent my parents my thumb. And my dad wrote him back and said he wanted more proof. The way this guy comes off, this guy from the story here, the English guy who's begging his folks for more beer money. When he does the fake kidnapping bit, and I mean, it was pretty elaborate. His friends agreed to beat him up.
But that didn't take much convincing.
His friends must also be really considerate and respectful guys, too, because they agreed to beat him up and then pose for pictures as masked gangsters who were kidnapping this Ian douche for ransom monies. And they tuned him up good.
I suppose, yeah, they want a free party. They want to keep party.
That part would be fun, I got to admit that. They took pictures. Ian wanted it all to be as real as possible. They sent the pictures to Ian's folks. They sent his folks FaceTime videos where Ian is begging for his life with the gangsters in the background. The fake kidnappers were flashing guns in the videos. Really dramatic stuff. And the way this guy comes off, I wonder if there were any members of his family who, if they bought the kidnapping bid, they said, you know what, F him. Not my problem. Dumbass got himself kidnapped, F him. I wonder if there was at least one. But it worked. Ian's family saw the photos. They panicked and called the cops to report his kidnapping.
Oh, my gosh.
How Ian, the dumbass trust fund douche, how he thought this was all going to end, I have no idea. But when the cops found him, they busted down his hotel room door, expecting maybe to trade gunfire with kidnapping gang members. Instead, they just found this Ian puke bag, drunk off his ass and all drugged up, hanging out with his bros. Everyone involved was arrested for everything.
Good. What a loser.
His poor parents.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to say that it's hard to believe that people this entitled actually exist, but it isn't. And I bet this Ian guy somehow thinks his family is to blame for the mess that he's in. I guarantee he comes up with...
That's a safe bet.
Oh, he'll come up with somebody else to blame.
Yep.
Wouldn't happen if you'd have sent me more money. I bet that came out of his friggin' mouth.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have had to resort to this.
Makes me... It bothers me a little bit, as you can tell.
And you're not easily riled up.
No.
No, I never see you angry.
No. I'm usually quite even-keeled. That is just so bad. How do you live with yourself?
That's the question I always have.
How do you live with yourself?
There's nothing in you at all that says this doesn't seem right.
You know, and I've told the story before about my old high school pal who went off to college. Parents sent him all the money any college kid would ever need and then some. They had money. They were rich folks. So not only was his tuition paid for, his rent, they sent him a pile of money for food and clothes and gas and beyond the average amount of money that a college kid would need, but they wanted to make sure he was taken care of.
What a dream.
He never went to school once.
I hate this story. Always infuriates me.
And he did it to him twice.
That's the most
Those
amazing
poor
part.
parents.
He sat around up there for 4 years doing nothing but drinking and carrying on.
They can be my parents if they want, just for a little bit.
They scheduled a graduation party for him, and he went along with it for 4 years. How's school? Great. I'm doing great. It's time for your graduation, isn't it? My what? Your graduation. Oh, yeah, it's time. I'm almost out of school. I'm almost done. Never went to class once. Well, we got a graduation party. Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Thank you. Tell everyone thanks. Last minute. Hey, cancel the graduation party. I never went to school.
This is unbelievable.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
And they said, well, that's terrible, but we'll give you one more chance. And he said, that's great. Thank you. Again, send him all the money. Year after year. Here's your how's school? Great. Time for graduation, isn't it? You bet it is. Everyone's coming to the party. Grandma, she's on her last legs. I know she is. Tell Grandma I can't wait to see her. But wait, I never went to school again. So cancel the party.
I just forgot.
You know those things that when you wake up in the middle of the night, they kind of make you just like sit up straight, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I suck for that. I can't imagine thinking about that for the rest of my life, what I did to the people that love me the most.
But here's the thing, Ashley. You are a somewhat normal person.
Somewhat.
And naturally that thought comes to mind. The shame, the regret. But if you're is the word narcissist, Josh?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That thought, that's the thing, is those thoughts never cross those people's minds, ever. They never feel that shame and regret. They don't.
Would you say that's the same with this buddy of yours?
Yeah.
Still to this day, like
I haven't seen him in years and years, but from knowing the guy, I bet you he just kind of shrugs it off. Some folks are just wired differently, and they never ever think, well, that was a regrettable act on my part. They've never done anything wrong. It's everyone else's fault. The circumstances led them to do this. It's what they didn't mean to do this. It's a bizarre thing. Talk to a psychiatrist. They'll tell you all about it.
I've always enjoyed the attitude like, hey, it's their fault they fell for it. That kind of thing.
Right.
Imagine the parents having to make that second round of phone calls to cancel the grad party again.
It's going to kill Grandma.
They're like, the grad party's happened. It happened again. It happened again.
I ran into that buddy of yours. He's going for a doctorate, and I started a 529 plan for him. I'm rooting for him, you know?
All right. Now, if you would have asked me ahead of time, I would have put my money on Amsterdam. What is that, Holland? Is that where Amsterdam is?
Amsterdam, that sounds right to me. Right.
I never bothered to look it up.
The Netherlands.
Netherlands, okay. If you would have asked me ahead of time, I would have put my money on Amsterdam, but apparently instead, Berlin, Germany has put together the world's first AI brothel.
Oh.
And I'll do my best to explain what that means, because I'm not entirely sure. They call the joint a brothel, or is it cyber brothel?
Cyber brothel.
I wrote that down wrong. They call it a cyber brothel. The story says it operates like a traditional escort business, but different. They call it the future of sex. So like any other brothel, you can book a private suite for a few hours or overnight. You choose your piece of ass from a list of seductive names, and these are the names they use as examples in the story. You choose your piece of ass from a list of seductive names like Bimbo or Mrs. Schmidt. Those are seductive names?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Bimbo, yeah, that gets me going.
What is it, 1972? Bimbo? Anyway, at the cyber brothel, Josh, you're not paying, this is what I understand. You're not paying to, well, no, this is very clear, but there's further information that confuses me. You're not banging a human being. You're pinning one of those top-of-the-line, life-size sex dolls. Okay, that's very clear. But here's what loses me. They're not robots, Josh? Did you read this too, right?
They are robots.
They are robots?
They sure look like that to me.
Okay. I didn't really get this.
Because like they have some of the guys, they have pictures of the guys about to bang them, right? And they're wearing like AI glasses, basically, and holding on to some of these. They look like robots to me. That they're holding on to them in sex swings and whatnot.
Okay, that's what was confusing me. Is it appears to me that these are not robot dolls. They're just those top of the line dead sex dolls. They just lay there, right?
Yes.
But you put on the AI goggles and somehow that interaction, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Right.
Sorry, I misunderstood what you meant. Yeah, they're actual dolls you're having sex with, right? But you put on those glasses to make it like high tech.
And then it talks to you through the glasses.
Correct.
Right. All right. So.
Do you think that's cheating?
No.
And I know that's part of their thing. It's, hey, it's not emotional. This is just purely physical.
It's absolutely not cheating.
I would not be happy.
That's masturbation is what it is.
That's taking it a step further, though.
But your boyfriend has the balls to pull it off anyway.
No, I would be more weirded out. Like, I don't want to be with anybody that.
It's kind of strange that Dana turned this into a personal attack on your boyfriend.
Your boyfriend's too much of a wimp to have sex with a doll.
Yeah, that's their bit.
Having sex with a sex doll is masturbation. It's not cheating.
I feel the same way as you, but I bet my wife wouldn't feel that way.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about my girlfriend.
Yeah, I would not be happy, no.
You would not be happy? Like, to the point of this is going to be a fight?
Oh, 100%.
Banging a sex doll.
I would be more disturbed, I guess.
Well, no, but we're talking about whether or not it's cheating. Let's cover that first. You would think it's cheating if your boyfriend was banging this lifeless rubber pile that sort of looks like a woman. That's masturbation. It's the same as a pocket bronco.
Well, I was just going to ask you, how do you feel? Right, if you're using
fleshlight.
Yeah, fleshlight, or in a woman's case, like some sort of toy. And I understand the toy might not be looking like, I'm going to pull a reference that maybe 5 people get, Lorenzo Lamas or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess it's not technically cheating.
No, hell no.
But it's definitely I would not be with him. No.
Really?
Yeah, that's just disturbing to me.
I just texted my girlfriend and I said, would you consider it cheating if I banged a sex doll? And her response was, gross.
Yeah.
So that means yes. What's the matter with all your significant others? They're doing it all wrong.
But now she said no. She come back and said, but no, not really. It's not a human. So.
She said not really.
Ask
You're still in trouble, Dana.
All right, Dana, you're halfway there. Ask her what if it was a human, out of curiosity. Or what if it was a sex doll? What if it was a sex doll with your sister's name?
Designed after her.
Siding Jesus. Right here, a text from Siding Jesus. It's just a supersized fleshlight.
That's how I'd look at it, too. I mean, if, like, my wife canceled a date night to go out with a sex doll, I might kind of go, well, what the hell? I don't understand.
Wapple, your girlfriend would call it cheating, you said.
I think so, yeah.
Well, that's wrong. She's wrong. What about if you walked in and she was just bouncing up and down on some rubber dude named Dean or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, have at it.
Really? I don't believe you.
I don't think my boyfriend would like that either,
We know
actually.
you better than that,
Yeah,
Wapple.
Wapple, think about it for a second.
We know you so much better than that. Don't try to pull this on us.
If it was a rubber sex toy, go for it.
His name is Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's got a name.
He's got a six-pack, Wapple.
Yeah. He's got double your dong, and she's just Dean, you dirty son of a bitch! You're the man I've been waiting for.
We're not saying names.
You're so much better than Wapple like this.
Dude, you would come completely unglued. You'd be screaming and breaking things, and you'd pack up that three-legged cat and drive out of there.
My cat's three-legged now?
I thought you had a
three-legged
cat. Anyway,
you got us
she's
mixed
got
up.
extra toes.
He's got 3 legs.
She's got extra toes.
I would just be more offended. I'd be like, dude, I was like right there. I'm right here. What are you doing? I guess it depends. Like,
what if you just were no longer interested anymore? Right?
At
Like you just,
all?
your drive was definitely not what it used to be.
I would understand that.
Then you'd be okay with it.
Yeah, that would make more sense. But if we're like having, regular sex, like every day, I'd be pissed. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Dean. He made some smart investments in the 1990s. He's loaded.
Oh, no.
He's basically living off the interest of some of those investments, and he's banging your girlfriend, Wapple.
He's got beautiful hair.
Hot Widow She's has said if you're paying to have the experience at a brothel, it's kind of cheating.
No, it isn't. It's a sex toy.
If you're paying for it, yeah, that adds a little.
Well, you gotta pay for a sex doll.
Yeah, you have to buy a sex doll. I mean, think about like some of those sex dolls we talked about are like tens of thousands of dollars, ridiculous amount of money.
What does money have to? Why does money have a factor in whether or not it's cheating?
I guess once again, it depends how your sex life already is. Like if you're getting it on the regular and then you also feel the need to like go and buy a sex doll, I'd be like, okay.
Here's a question from Butcher's Hack Jesus. What does Dean do for a living? I'll tell you what Dean does for a living. He's an iron worker.
Oh, I was definitely thinking he's a blue-collar guy.
Oh, he's an iron worker, and and I'll tell you what, he's got a high tolerance for cocaine.
Boy, this sex doll has it all.
Yeah. I'm kind of into Dean.
You know what else, Wapple? Refractory period, under an hour.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Dean.
He's got good insurance. He has an HSA set up.
You can cut a fat line of blow for Dean, and he'll snort it up, and he'll bang for hours.
Kind of sounds like my dream.
Fat ass line.
You push her off. You're like, no, he's mine.
Is that Dean?
Dean.
He lets her finish first, Wapple.
What a gentleman.
And at least twice. At least twice.
You are the most jealous sumbitch I know. There's no way you're going to watch your girlfriend ride Dean while he snorts a big line of blow off of her boobs.
Come on.
It sounds like Dean's a person now.
Yeah.
No, he's just a high-tech sex doll.
He knows how to snort blow.
Your wife's ringtone just goes like this. Dean.
Someone said
Dean.
And it vibrates at the same time.
Dean.
Someone texted in and said Dean's a garbage man.
Dean's not a garbage man. I told you what he does for a living.
I hate garbage
He's
men.
a high-risk iron worker. He's the first guy... he's the first guy to go to the tippy top, he ain't afraid of jack squat. He certainly isn't afraid of you.
Do you know when he became an iron worker, Wapple?
What?
Right when he retired from being a Navy SEAL.
He's an expert axe thrower, too. Dean is.
Giant beard.
No patchy spots at all.
No.
It just comes
He's got
in
a
beautiful.
huge pecker and a purple heart, Wapple. Deal with that.
No gray hairs.
He's never missed a Hank Williams Jr. concert. He follows Hank Williams Jr. around on tour. All right, that's Dean for you.
Classic Dean.
We'd all be lucky to have sex with Dean, and your girlfriend is, Wapple.
Yeah.
But you don't care.
Lucky lady.
You've got on record. You don't care.
That's hilarious. What are we doing?
Oh, my face hurts from laughing.
I think I got one more here. I want it to be a good one. Oh, yeah, okay. While we're talking about all this shady stuff. Well, some think it's shady. I wouldn't give a rat's ass if my wife slept with Dean. You know what I mean? Like, in the same bed. Go ahead. Snuggling up to Dean. Go ahead. Back here in the States, okay, so we were talking about this. The reason we got to talking about sex dolls, we were talking about this AI brothel in Germany, whatever. Sounds kind of boring. I'll be honest, I actually expected a little bit more when I first read that story. The first ever AI brothel in the entire world. I expected it to be, all it is you put on a pair of, what do you call those things again?
Those, goggles.
Yeah. What do you call those again?
What are they? Yeah.
Virtual reality.
Yeah, VR goggles.
There we go.
You put on a pair of VR goggles and you hump a rubber doll. I expected more from the German first ever AI brothel. Back here in the States, we're still ducking into shady massage parlors for a quick handy. Or maybe more, if you have the money. And by God, according to this year's story, they were banging so hard and long and loud at a massage parlor in San Diego that the cops showed up and took everyone to jail. The massage joint by the name of Ocean Spa. They call it that because the place smells like the ocean.
Yuck.
Oh, yucky.
That is disgusting.
Ocean Spa.
No.
It's right next door to a church. The church complained about the noises coming out the place. Other folks in town were telling the cops that people were having sex in their cars in the parking lot at Ocean Spa. Place was like a modern-day effing Roman orgy. Before the local cops raided the place, they did some undercover work. You know?
Busted!
They ducked into the place dressed as regular schmucks. The cops say at least 4 separate times the massage parlor employees offered them sex. 3 of those times they turned down the offer. They also found nearly 1,300 online ads for sex at the parlor that were posted on social media. Okay, so they knew everyone was banging everybody's brains out at that. It's over now. They effed so damn hard and loud that the cops had to go ahead and shut the place smooth down. But I'll tell you what, it sounds like it was fun while it lasted over there at the Ocean Spa. The folks who ran the joint, once they wash their hands, they're expected to appear in court for what they've done. But I'm just exhausted even just reading about all that. They just pumped each other sideways in that joint cubby. They pumped the paint off the walls over at the Ocean Spa.
Yeah, usually it seems like they don't arise this much attention. I didn't know you could get more than a hand job at one of those places. The ones that had the extra.
I used to go in there with an iron worker buddy of mine named Dean.
But Dean didn't need to pay extra.
He'd cut a fat line of coke. And he always paid. I never had to pay for anything at the massage parlor when me and Dean were hanging out.
That's just how he is, man. It's all those investments he made I was talking about. Disposable income.
Oh, after this, I got to swing by and see this dark-haired gal in Woodbury. That's how Dean comes off. That's the noise he made every time when he got out of his lifted pickup, he'd always go,
Can I tell you something else about Dean?
You met him once or twice.
Yes.
Never uses a condom.
Oh my God.
Never. Bareback.
Dean.
Bareback Dean.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
So the kids are on the edges of their seats because everybody gets bacon if in the second half the opponent here misses 2 consecutive free throws. And it's bacon time. Oh, the world's a better place. Bacon for everybody.
And they're chanting chicken in here because if she misses the next one, they get chicken. Let's do that chicken.
Who was that got the bacon and who was that got the chickens?
So a couple of women's basketball teams over the weekend or Monday, I forget, with our day off. Exactly how it went. Virginia, it was Bacon Mania night.
Sure.
So the team was playing Miami, and if they missed both of their free throws, it was free bacon for the crowd, and they did. Some people in the in the stands were dressed as bacon strips, which was kind of
Bacon Mania.
The only thing better than bacon is free bacon.
Free bacon? Boy, I've seen you go through a plate of bacon.
Oh, I love me some bacon.
Of course, the Timberwolves, who I'm going to lose my temper when discussing later this morning, I'm sure, when we get Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder in here. The Timberwolves do the chicken thing in the fourth quarter. If the opposite team misses 2 free throws, you get Chick-fil-A coupon or something. I don't know the exact gimmick, but that always gets the crowd going.
And that's what happened in North Carolina, the chicken one. Everybody got some free chicken if they missed their free throws.
I'm sure I was the only one watching the Wolves game 4 or 5 nights ago, but there was a member of the opposite club that missed 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, which means everyone gets Chick-fil-A. And the PA guy, give him all the credit in the world, he played the chicken dance song. Everyone was having a great time. All right, we got to get going here, but real quick, listeners have been texting in and contributing to the creation of a character we came up with a few minutes ago called Dean. Dean is Wapple's girlfriend's life-size sex doll. Okay, Dean is
Wapple's okay with.
He's okay
with him having sex with her.
We've established so far that Dean is an iron worker. He does a lot of cocaine. He drives a lifted truck. He never wears a condom, and he throws axes in his free time. Okay, here our listeners are contributing to further creating the character of Dean. Dean is a triple black belt in Taekwondo. Mr. Big played Dean's birthday party last year.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's big.
Native Restoration Jesus texted in to say, I am becoming more invested in the story of Dean than I am in members of my own family. And another listener said Dean is a scratch golfer and donates his time to the Humane Society on weekends. He's unbelievable. Real quick, the Timberwolves pissed me off last night. We'll get into that. Golden Gopher basketball, great for them. They beat Michigan State at home. Outstanding win. They're looking really solid. And what the hell's going on? The Pigs are back tonight playing the Blackhawks, 8:30 on TNT. Thanks for that. But like I said, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder, we can go mental with all this. Stay tuned for Josh's news.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
On the Bigger Pockets Real Estate Podcast, co-host David Green and Rob Abasolo interview real estate investors and entrepreneurs about successes, failures, and hard-earned lessons. Joined by author Dave Meyer,
who wrote a book. I did write a book.
It seems like you're coming out with a book every 4 minutes.
You are one to talk. You've released 2 books this year. I've done half as many as you.
It is more about strategy than it is about just finding whatever the new buzzword happens to be.
Bigger Pockets Real Estate Podcast on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
All you units responding, we get a report of an airplane crash that was above head. The trailer at this location is now on fire.
Aircraft went off radar about 3 miles north of the runway. A Florida man's been arrested after crossing police crime tape at a Clearwater plane crash site, claiming to be part of the medical staff. About 9:30 p.m. Thursday, 66-year-old Joseph Schifano identified himself as medical staff when he tried to cross the yellow police tape at the scene. However, he couldn't provide any proof of employment after he was caught ducking under the tape and entering the crash site. Police warned him to stay out of the crime scene, and he told them he was just nosy. He then told them, he was then told to move along. But he couldn't help himself. After being warned, he walked around officials to hide and then crossed under the tape again when the coast was clear. According to the affidavit, police said that Schifano was taking video of the scene on his phone. Officials stated he apologized for his behavior, and this time he told them he was trying to capture a video for a media company.
So is this the latest sick fantasy for grown people? Now they're going to pretend to be emergency personnel?
Yeah, so they can get up and see the disaster, I guess. Yeah, it was a new one. It was a wild day for one woman at Hartsfield-Jackson International in Atlanta. Police said Monday morning, just before noon, officers with the Atlanta police, they responded to a disorderly customer at gate E1. The suspect, who police identified as Leslie Zapata, was told her boarding pass was denied due to her behavior. When officers started to escort her from the gate to the terminal, she refused to get in the police car and ran away. As she was running down the tarmac, officers caught up to her and took her into custody. But back at the precinct, police said the woman spat on multiple officers, removed the majority of her clothing, and then peed on herself.
Oh, no, gross, girl.
That's gross. A pilot suspected of serial stalking allegedly followed a woman from his car and was arrested for the 3rd time in the last 4 months. 65-year-old Michael Arnold is accused of slowly driving a maroon car behind a woman who had an order of protection against him, briefly stopping and then driving off.
I watched him and he just locked eyes and stared, and it's what he does every single time.
The latest incident unfolded January 12th in New York State. He was arrested 3 times in October after he allegedly flew his small single-engine plane over the 42-year-old woman's house and took photos of her property. During law enforcement's investigation, detectives uncovered a bogus Facebook account that he allegedly used to harass and threaten the woman's daughter. In October, he said he didn't even know the woman.
I was not stalking her. I was flying over town. I don't know her at all. Never had any contact with her.
I don't know her. She's crazy, he said at the time. However, the victim shared videos that allegedly showed him circling her home in his plane and following her in his car.
Yep, that's him. Yep.
She said she's been living a nightmare ever since Arnold emailed her photos of him posing with nude women.
Oh!
She told him that he'd crossed the line. And that's when he allegedly began his campaign of harassment, flying over her home several times a week, following her in his car when she headed to work, walked her dog, or took her daughter to school.
For a good 25 minutes, he would just stay above my house. It sounded as though he was going to come through the roof of my home. It would shake the entire roof, the windows.
Arnold was charged with criminal contempt and stalking.
Yeah, these stalkers, man, they really serve a purpose, don't they?
A Riverview, Florida man was accused of filming over a dozen people with a hidden camera placed on the bathroom of a medical marijuana grow facility. Police were called after someone discovered a cell phone hidden under the sink pointed at the toilet.
It's disgusting. Like, you kind of think, like, who would do something like this, invade someone's privacy in such an intimate, personal moment?
Exactly. Detectives found explicit videos of 17 people, which detectives linked to a 27-year-old employee named Christopher who attempted to cover up his crime by reporting the phone as stolen, but police weren't fooled. This man's actions are repulsive and disgraceful. We will not tolerate this in our county, Sheriff Chad Chronister said in a statement. The suspect was arrested Thursday and charged with 31 counts of video voyeurism. Yeah, he's in some serious trouble. A wife and her daughter are behind bars after they allegedly attacked their husband and father with a frying pan. January 27th, Ashland City, Tennessee, outside of Nashville. Body camera video shows a shirtless, bloodied man only in his underwear with 2 gashes on top of his head, half lying on a porch. When responding deputies asked him if he was okay, he said he's had better days.
Come on, man, you all right?
I've had better days.
The man said he asked his wife for a divorce that night, which led to an argument which lasted several hours. He then went to bed and woke up in the morning to his wife and daughter allegedly attacking him with a frying pan and a knife.
I announced to my wife last night I want a divorce. And my wife and daughter, a frying pan and a knife.
62-year-old Pam Davis also allegedly choked her husband with a belt, but he was able to break free. The daughter, 29-year-old Kelly Davis, reportedly threatened to kill her dad as she held a knife. The victim said he wrestled the knife away from his daughter and fled to a neighbor's house. A deputy walked over to the man's house and saw the 2 women in the living room.
All 3 of them have deep cuts, laceration. The wife and the daughter in there, cuts all over the place. He's got cuts.
Both women were taken to jail.
Man, your own daughter.
Yeah, that's a weird family dynamic.
Your own daughter is hovering over you looking to kill you.
With the frying pan.
A man in Colorado allegedly bit the tip off an officer's finger during an arrest. Ew. The incident unfolded after police responded to a possible domestic violence call in an alley behind a restaurant just after 1 p.m. Saturday. A witness said 48-year-old Tyron Banks was in the street yelling about someone pushing his friend down. The witness described him as out of control. When he tried to strike a woman, police brought him to the ground where he continued to resist. Brooks then turned over onto his back, where he was allegedly able to bite through an officer's left ring finger before spitting it out.
No one deserves to be dehumanized and injured and suffer like that. My heart and prayers goes out to the officer.
Brooks was eventually handcuffed and arrested with the help of other responding officers.
Oh, I bet that hurt.
Oh, can't even imagine. And the surprise, too, right?
Yeah.
A man was arrested in southeast Vancouver, Washington, after walking through traffic swinging a samurai sword and screaming. Multiple 911 callers reported a man armed with a samurai sword was walking into traffic Sunday. Police say the man continued toward a Walmart parking lot and was screaming and threatening to hurt people. He entered the store just before police arrived. They immediately began evacuating the Walmart and located the man. As aside from the samurai sword, the 43-year-old suspect also had a 5-inch knife in his pocket. There were no injuries during that incident.
Ooh, man.
Police said a fight broke out at an Arizona retailer last week, and food was used as weapons. Last Wednesday, about 5:45 p.m., Bullhead City received reports of a food fight at a Walmart. The argument turned into a fight between 2 men who knew each other and, already had ongoing issues. The verbal argument escalated when one of the men began throwing onions at the other man while shoppers tried to break up the fight.
Oh, cover your eyes.
The man who was attacked received a cut when a glass jar was thrown at him. The suspect, who started throwing the food, left the scene before officers arrived, but police say they identified him and he'll face charges as soon as they get him. A man beat his elderly roommate after an argument over Taco Bell.
If we've come to grips with life about fighting over a taco or food itself, there's got to be more to life than that. It would have been a lot easier to walk away.
54-year-old Mark Newsom attacked 72-year-old Dale Mitchell last Wednesday at a boarding house in Roseville, Michigan.
I heard a kabang, like a dresser was being thrown down. Why are you doing this? Leave me alone. Quit, please quit. And that's what I heard.
It's just senseless. I could never believe that he would have done something like that.
Yeah. Fellow roommates Bob McQuaid and Larry Melton said the violent dispute was over Newsom claiming Mitchell stole his Taco Bell.
To think that fight over food would escalate is inconceivable.
Yes, it is inconceivable. I don't know if you're using that word correct. Prosecutors said that Newsom punched Mitchell in the head several times.
Couple of old-timers, huh?
Going at it over a crunch wrap.
A woman drove her car into the Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant off of Interstate 35 in Lakeville Monday. The crash, which happened shortly after noon, caused significant damage to the building and some damage to the vehicle, but thankfully no one was hurt. Police say the 85-year-old woman behind the wheel had no signs of impairment, and the crash appeared to be a driver error.
Yeah, sometimes those motor vehicles kind of cut loose from the old folks, and there ain't a damn thing they can do about it.
Yep. Just a little too much for them.
We're all headed in that direction.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Today on Disney Plus, the streaming premiere of The Marvels. Then a couple of shows are back on ABC this evening, including the 6th season premiere of The Connors, as well as the 3rd season premiere of Abbott Elementary.
Oh, no way.
No way.
What's happening?
I love Abbott Elementary so much.
Just take it easy, will you?
Made my day.
Take it easy.
I've seen a few of those, few episodes of it, and it is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Kutcher is 46,
Whoa.
Ashley.
Ooh, 46.
Your man.
That's the only man I'll break my age limit for.
What is your age limit? I forget.
8 to 80.
30, 31, 32.
30, 31, 32. Sully Erna of Godsmack is 56. Chris Rock, 59.
Chris Rock. Saw him in concert once. It was very funny.
Oh, yeah. I did as well. He's great. Baked Baker Jesus texts the Luther Kia of Bloomington text line with a hell yeah to his divorce paperwork getting sent in yesterday.
Isn't that something?
He's pretty pumped.
Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Thanks to War Daddy Jesus and about 500 mostly Minnesotans training to head overseas shortly and keeping up with the show while they do so. We sure appreciate it. Shout out to Sheriff Brower Jesus listening this morning. Show your boobs, win a balloon Jesus says happy birthday to his daughter, who he said is not allowed to get married until she's 35. And happy birthday to Nick's mom. Did you guys know that? Today's Nick's mom's birthday.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, hope she has a wonderful birthday. And that's 93X News.
Care 11's Randy Shaver.
Big time onions. Goodness.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Here's of you and Lee Harvey Oswald circling around the internet right now. People think you two look alike. Did you ever hear that before?
I haven't. That's my first time hearing it. Yeah.
What do you think about that comparison? Physical comparison.
I don't know.
Awkward.
Hell no.
Hell no. All right, so a reporter over there in Vegas covering the Super Bowl asked the 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy if anyone's ever told him that he looks like Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy who assassinated President John F. Kennedy in 1963.
That's
and
interesting.
Purdy did not seem to understand.
No, he did not.
Yeah, why would you say something like
Yeah, that's weird, right?
I see it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to look it up.
I do see it.
They do look similar, but
now I got to look it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, they do look similar. There's no doubt.
Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver are here.
Not sure I would bring it up, but they do.
Well, you guys know what goes on at the Super Bowl. The media is looking to make an appearance on websites, right?
Sure.
You're going to do something silly or outrageous, so you're talked about. The media seeks attention.
That goes all the way back to downtown Julie Brown, who would show up on media day at the Super Bowl and ask the question, if you could be a tree, what tree would you be?
That was the downtown Julie Brown MTV lady, you said?
Yes. Yeah. She's the one that started all that.
Sure.
I love that.
I remember
Sounds like
her.
something I would ask.
Yeah, she would go around. This
All
is
right.
back in the 80s, 90s. Yeah.
Well, Stuttering John from Howard Stern, right? He as well. He do all those kind of.
Yep. They made a big deal about it.
Sure. So the media is going to do this stuff on purpose so they get talked about. They're media jackals is exactly what they are, Randy Shaver. Okay.
Who wants their name associated with someone who assassinated a president? What a weird thing to ask again.
But now, okay, I didn't really think to make an effort. But now that I've flipped my my internet page over to pictures of Lee Harvey Oswald, for Christ's sake, I'm going along with this. They do look a little bit alike.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely do.
Yeah,
He and,
it's kind of weird.
Brock Purdy.
I definitely didn't wake up today thinking I would be Googling Lee Harvey Oswald.
Me neither.
No, not at all. Me neither.
That's just one of the surprises in life.
Yeah, they have a similar smile. They just part their hair kind of similar.
Brad, who have you been told you look like?
Who's your doppelganger?
You know, back when
Back when Bill Clinton was president, I had a few people tell me I resembled him.
Absolutely, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
You
I
do.
can see that.
Yep.
That's a compliment.
Especially picturing the younger Bill Clinton, and you still have a very youthful look, does he not, Randy Shaver?
He does.
Yes, Brad. I can see that totally.
Well, I guess if it's a compliment, I'll take it.
Yeah, and it came from Randy. Not easy.
He doesn't just hand them out.
No.
Well, not to Brad, he doesn't. Well, because sometimes you're kind of rude to Brad.
Oh, my God. I am not. Except during dad fights.
That's competition mode.
Sometimes
That's right.
you're kind of rude to our friend.
Oh, my God.
Randy, I'm busting your balls, for God's sake. Have a drink. We'd hate for you to sober up. Have another drink.
I had one this morning.
I bet you did. All right. Yeah, I can't say that I'm in the best mood after watching my favorite local professional basketball club last night.
Oh, wait a second. Why were you watching that mess when you could have watched the Gophers?
There was a choice to be made, Randy, and I went with the professional.
He likes train wrecks.
Randy,
you made the wrong choice.
Yeah, right.
A bad business decision.
What am I going to do? It's a coin flip. I love both ball clubs. I love both. I love Golden Gopher basketball. I love the Wolves. I made a choice. I went with the Wolves.
I love Anderson.
There's nothing you can say to me I haven't already said to myself.
Not Kyle Anderson after last night.
What a mess.
They're just not a very cohesive ball club the last month of the season. They're not getting it.
Once again, they haven't won anything. You know, we get all excited about they're the top team of the West, and I get it. They've done a nice job to get to this point, but they haven't done anything yet.
They're one loss away from being in the 4 seed at this point. So,
and when you watch games like last night, where they had a 23-point lead or whatever it was, and they just down their leg.
Yeah.
Those are the games that you sit there and you shake your head and go, this team is not capable of doing something great.
They had a 22-point lead in the game last night in Chicago against the Bulls. 22-point lead. Was that at halftime? I believe I'm correct about that.
First half.
And from that point on, the Bulls just stomped their guts out.
And this is a Bulls team that is not. They're
under 500.
They're not built to do those kind of things.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they looked like a team built
they did last night.
They looked like a team last night that could play. I mean, they dominated every friggin' facet of the game beyond the second half. They were better shooting team, better defense, better rebounding, better everything.
Well,
they're two big guys, Vukovic and what's the other big guy? DeRozan. What? No.
Well, Andre Drummond is their guy.
Meaning big in size. Yes,
Yeah.
Drummond.
Right.
They made Rudy and Carl look like chumps.
They got under Rudy's skin a little bit. I watched the last part of that game.
Rudy
was frustrated.
He was slapping that Drummond across the face. He was fouling him hard.
He was lucky he didn't get a foul called on him with 2 seconds left in the game.
That was insane.
Yeah, he wrapped the guy up around the neck. And they didn't call foul. I mean, for all the complaining our fans and media like to do about, we get screwed. I mean, they should have called a foul on Gobert there, and the game would have been over right there.
I don't know what could be done here, but they still don't get it. And they lose to Chicago in overtime last night. Yeah, big numbers put up.
It's a tough. This is again, I think these losses are starting to pile up.
Yeah.
Yes. Losses like this are starting to be warning signs.
This is like 4 or 5 of these in the last month.
This is going to be a tough trip. They've got a 5-game trip. This was game 1.
Yep.
This is going to be a tough trip for a number of reasons. I think because, again, all the all-star stuff is taken care of. So these guys might let their foot off the gas mentally, even though they say they're not, just a little bit in the next 4 games before the all-star break, because they got their all-star selection. Finch got in the all-star game. Now they got to go play the Bucks. Mm-hmm. They got to go play the Clippers. Mm-hmm. Then they got to go play Portland twice, who's playing a little bit better. It's going to be tough these next 4 games to get a win or 2.
They just are not finishing what they start. You see these lulls in their offense. It's clunky. Their spacing is poor. They look very nervous under pressure over the last month. And these things need to be corrected, or they're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go anywhere at all.
I think it's just more maturity, Nick, than anything else.
Can't argue with that.
I just think this team just needs to grow up and continue that process. And we've seen times where this team has put it all together, and they are very capable of being, really honestly, one of the best teams in the NBA. They're capable of it, but the great teams will have lulls in their season. They will have times where they don't, put it all together, but they figure out a way to become much more consistent the closer you get to the postseason.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the challenge.
Let's hope that's the case.
They have talent, but sometimes there's an adult missing in the room. And
kind of like this show.
Well, yeah.
I thought that was your role.
And like you said, the good teams do lose games, but usually the good teams lose a game by 2 or 3 points when it's been competitive the whole game, not when you have a 20-point lead and continue to blow games though you have. If you think this is hard, just wait till you get in a 7-game series with Phoenix in the fourth quarter.
It was like a slow
Denver or whoever.
I hear you, Brad Ryder. It was just a slow bleed that you could see was going to lead to disaster.
Yeah.
And I read Anthony Edwards say he dropped it's still early, quote, but 51 games in, it's not too early anymore.
No, got 30 games left. I mean, it's not early anymore. You're right.
Trade deadline in a few days. Wait, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow
Jesus
at 2 o'clock.
I don't think they're going to drop this far, but I'm looking at the standings right now, and they're only 5 games from being in the play-in game.
Anything can happen, Brad Ryder.
Yeah.
They're not going to make a move tomorrow. They don't have any assets to deal.
They don't have any first-round draft picks. No.
You don't think they're going to make any kind of a move?
Nope. I don't think they're going to.
I'm hearing all kinds of rumors.
They could trade their 2032 first-round pick.
I mean, think about that. They don't have a first-round pick for like 8 years. It's just dumb.
All right, well, the rumors are there's plenty of deals in the works. This is kind of funny, too. I got a text message from It's Not 12 Inches, but Smells Like a Foot Jesus. And this is specifically what he wanted to hear us talk about this morning. And the way he asked was quite amusing. He said, can you ask Harry and Lloyd there if they expect the Wolves to make a deal before the deadline? You're both saying no, Harry and Lloyd.
I just don't know what they're going to give up in order to get something. And I was reading some names yesterday that were put in print in the Star Trib.
Yeah.
None of those guys did anything for me anyway.
What?
In looking at helping this club.
You're not interested in Tyus Jones?
The pride of ECU High School.
Tyus Jones they're not going to get, Nick, because they don't have a first-round pick to give up.
Yeah.
What
they're
about
not going to get Tyus Jones?
Josh?
Yeah.
What about Josh?
You heard the rumors, Josh? Kyle Lowry.
No.
One of our favorite NBA players, me and Cubby. We love Kyle Lowry.
They just don't, again, to Randy's point, they just don't have the assets to trade.
Well, the rumor I heard was they're going to give up Kyle Anderson. None of this makes any sense to either one of you.
If I were the Wolves, I would not give up Kyle Anderson. I'm sorry. At this point, as frustrating as last night was, I don't think I would mess with the chemistry of the first 8 guys on my roster.
Okay.
I just don't think I would do that right now.
Well, the argument is the Wolves aren't terribly confident in Jordan McLaughlin as a backup to Mike Conley, and they want a little more scoring from their backup point guard.
I agree.
So some other names that are being thrown around are Dennis Schroeder.
He'd be great. I love him. He'd be great.
Me too. Tyus Jones and his brother Grace. What the hell's his brother's name?
Trey.
His brother, what is it?
Trey.
John Paul Jones and Tyus Jones, the Jones brothers. All right. Well, what is it today? Wednesday? So the trade deadline's tomorrow. We'll see what happens. If you guys say they ain't got jack squat to trade with, there's all kinds of rumors saying they're going to do this and that.
I would be really surprised if they traded someone that comes off that bench on a regular basis that helps them right now. Anderson, Reed, Alexander, none of those 3 guys. And you look at the rest of their roster, you're just not going to get those kind of caliber players with what you've got in your roster without giving up draft choices.
Fine.
They don't have it.
We'll see, Randy. Fine. You're saying it's not going to happen. We understand that. Now, I don't even like the idea that you brought up friggin' Nas Reed. You said Reed and Alexander.
Well, there's plenty of teams that would love Nas Reed. Plenty of teams that would love him because he's on the first year of a very, very affordable 3-year deal.
If they trade Nas Reed, I am going to be running naked through the streets, for God's sake. But I can
now
see
I'm conflicted.
I can totally see them trading Kyle Anderson, and I like Kyle Anderson. Just I can see that happening. All right, fine. We don't need to argue back and forth.
Okay.
It looks like, do you care? The NBA, what do you call it again? Slam dunk contest field has been decided. Do you care?
Sure.
Oh.
Who do you got?
Here's what we have, Randy Shaver. Defending champion is how you say it, Mac McClung. I remember everyone loved this kid. I didn't see it, but everyone loved that this kid won the dunk contest. He's some shorter than average kid. I don't even know where he plays anymore, but he... they're going to throw in Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics, and I guess that's a big deal because he's an actual all-star selection.
He is. Yes.
And it's been a long time since an actual all-star selection decided they would include the slam dunk contest in their weekend festivities. Yeah. A Miami Heat rookie by the name of... Oh, I know this kid. I'm not very good at saying his name. Is it Jaime Jaquez Jr.?
Jaquez, yes.
I remember, sure. And Jacob Toppin from the New York Knickerbockers.
Yep.
All right. So there you go. Slam dunk contest. Saturday before the night before the actual All-Star game. I haven't really...
have they named the 3-point shooting contest,
Oh,
guys,
yeah, they did. I don't know if I have that in here.
I saw somewhere that Steph Curry is taking on one of the WNBA players in something.
I don't... She's got a very complicated...
She has a complicated last name.
Yeah,
I don't... Either.
Randy Shaver, I had this stuff in front of me and now I lost it. The 3-point shooting and all that stuff.
That's okay.
I apologize. Well,
that's all right.
We got time for that. We love to go back and forth about out of control youth athletic parents. What's a better way to say that, Josh?
Yeah, you said that.
All right.
Utes.
The Utes. What movie was that again? Don't tell me. The Two Utes. Don't tell me. It's Joe Pesci, and it's called My Cousin Vinny.
That's correct.
Right. Out of control parents at young kids' ball games. It's a lot of fun to talk about. We cover it a lot around here. How about a former NBA player, Matt Barnes? That dude always ran sort of hot.
He did. He's very intense.
Yeah. And apparently so, Matt Barnes has got a couple of kids playing high school basketball now. And the play-by-play announcer for this high school basketball game is also a high school kid. And some kind of conflict happened between Matt Barnes and this high school age play-by-play announcer. And Matt Barnes threatened to, quote, slap the out of him.
Oh.
Did the kid say something bad about his kids or something?
It doesn't sound like there was much that led up to it.
Well, that's not a good thing if you're threatening a high school kid.
No.
It doesn't look good.
Nope. Especially when you've got kids at the same school. That's just not that's not a cool thing to do.
It says here that Barnes, probably because he thinks, he's special. He played in the NBA. I'm Matt Barnes. He was on the court multiple times during the game.
Oh, God.
Dude, you're not a coach. You're just, but I'm sure he assumes he's special. And it sounds like during one of these moments where Barnes was running hot watching his son play high school basketball, he just made eye contact with the play-by-play announcer kid and said, I'll slap the out of you. And then after this, then Barnes, what is he, 40 years old now, if not even a little bit older?
Oh, yeah.
Then he jumps on Twitter and he's arguing with the high school kids back and forth on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, You'll never win that fight.
Just ridiculous.
Just go for a soda.
And I'm sure his kids are embarrassed for him too.
Don't be sure of that. Don't be so sure of that. They're probably right there with him.
Yeah.
Just when I started looking forward to coaching again this spring, you got to bring that up.
What are you doing this spring?
Yeah, what are you going to coach this spring?
Beer league softball.
No, I'm going to be the assistant JV softball coach at Egan High School.
Oh,
this
good
spring.
for you.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I know you're going to miss
now
that.
I got to deal with parents. So that story.
Well, no, you don't, because the head coach deals with the parents.
True.
Boy, that's the beauty of being an assistant. Deal with that.
It's like being an uncle. You just hand
That's
the
right.
kid right off.
Oh, fun uncle's the best job.
So you're going to be the JV assistant coach at Egan High School basketball?
No, softball.
Softball, I'm sorry. We were talking basketball. I guess I thought you said basketball.
Can we come tailgate one of your games?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what?
Little hell.
Boy, I wish I had a subpar athlete daughter interested in softball at Egan right now, because I know Brad would put her on the team.
We're going to come side-eye the play-by-play person.
And Brad would batter cleanup.
I got to throw those nuggets out there because there's a lot of softball umpires in the South Metro that listen to the show. So shout out to all you people and give us every call, please.
You'd put my daughter on the team even if she sucked eggs, wouldn't you, Brad?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
Sure.
Yeah.
JV, it's development.
Right. It's a no-cut deal.
Right.
I love that.
Everybody plays.
I've always loved that gimmick. You've heard me go on and on about that before. When the coach, I don't know how it happened, but somehow the coach's son is our starting quarterback.
Crazy.
How the hell did that happen? Can he throw? No. Can he run at all? No. Is he a bright kid? No.
I had at least 3 or 4 times the last 2 years when my daughter was playing varsity where umpires would find me after games and say they listen to the show. So,
well, that's great.
Cool.
Tell them we said thanks.
That's very cool.
Hey, Ricky Rubio's back playing professional basketball. At least when he's ready, he's going to go and play for his old Barcelona club back in Spain.
Olympics?
Is he going to play in the Olympics? I don't know. When's the next Olympics?
This summer.
Oh, I don't know about that. He's playing for his old Barcelona team.
Yeah.
He's feeling a little bit better. He's still not, because he left the NBA because of mental health issues.
It might be a more comfortable situation for him over there, too, right?
Good point, Randy Shaver. I'd love to see some highlights of Ricky playing basketball again. I would.
Yeah.
Me too.
God.
Maybe he will play. I forgot about those silly Olympics that nobody cares about.
He'd certainly be able to make the team.
I'm kidding, Randy. I know you like the Olympics. But then my Golden Gopher Basketball Club did cheer me up. I was able to see the last few minutes of that ball game.
That's all you needed to watch, right?
I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, it was a close game all the way. It was kind of a slugfest between these two. But, yeah, I mean, the Christie kid is for real.
He's getting there.
Yeah.
He's for real. He's a player. He's a clutch player. And I think Fox off the bench is maybe my favorite player.
Oh, boy, he had a great night last night.
Yeah, and he didn't play a ton of minutes, but when he's on the court, he makes stuff happen. And he can be a little crazy, a little bit, he's a little out there, but, man, he can play. And he brings energy to that club when he gives the starters a break. This is not a great Michigan State team, and so not to take anything away from the Gophers, it's not a great team. They're good, but they're not great. But that win last night with a crowd that sounded like it was full. I know it wasn't quite full, but it sounded like it. Mm-hmm. That stirs memories, right?
Oh, yeah.
That starts to get people excited in this town about going to Gopher men's basketball because I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's the best ticket in town when that team is playing great.
Mm-hmm.
There's
some of
no
my fondest memories, Randy Shaver. Willem Arena, Met Center.
Yep.
We really got things cooking there back in the day. Great win over Michigan State. Good for the kids on that U of M club and Ben Johnson and everything. That was fun to watch. I'm just trying to find out what they have coming up next.
Here's what they got.
They got to play at
They
the
got to go to Iowa City, I think.
Yeah, they do. They've got their schedule is
and Caitlin Clark is going to kill them.
Their schedule is not daunting, but they do have Purdue and Illinois on there.
I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue.
Well, I'm sorry, they're going to lose to Purdue because they're very, very good. But having said that, it's a schedule that they can do some damage on it, and they're going to need to, Nick. And the reason why is that their non-conference schedule was super, super weak.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to help them when it comes to looking at schedules and comparing schedules and strength of schedule for the NCAA tournament. They're going to – they can't finish 500 in the Big Ten.
We're going to the Final Four.
They're going to have an over 500 record by 2 or 3 games to be considered for the NCAA.
They got 4 home games left, so they're going to have to win all of those home games and maybe steal one on the road, and then they get to 20 wins, and they're above 500 in the conference, and then maybe.
So next up is Saturday at the Iowegians. Do I have the right day?
Yes.
No, Sunday.
Sunday
at the Iowegians.
Sunday before the Super Bowl.
Sunday. You know, Medical Device Jesus is a Michigan State grad dork listener, and he texts in all the time. He went to the game last night. He said it was his first experience at, Willem Arena. Said he had a good time, but here's what he texted in. I didn't realize it was this bad. Michigan State was 7 for 17 at the free throw line.
Sounds like the Gophers.
Yeah, right. That's normally what the Golden Gophers do.
Yeah.
Really, that was it, 7 for 17. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to be mad if we go to the Minnesota Wild Report a few minutes early, Wapple?
No, let's do it.
Here's the deal. The Pigs are back for the second half of the season. They're at the Chicago Blackhawks tonight. It's a real douchey start time, 8:30.
Oh, gross.
That's
it's
douchey.
TNT, that's why.
Pardon me?
It's TNT tonight.
Well, yeah, we know what's going on there. It's just still, it's douchey. You know who doesn't sit down till 8:30 to watch a ball game? A douchebag. And Wapple's bringing the Muppet Show to Bloomington, too.
Yeah.
But he don't got to be there at 8:30. It's like a pregame party, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to pregame. We're going to start at 6:30, go till 8:30, so puck drop. And then we'll give away some Wild Sweet tickets. We'll be hanging out with Coors Light.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Did you say where in Bloomington?
Yeah, Cowboy Jacks.
Going to Bloomington. That'll be fun, Wapple. Cowboy Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
That can be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, two words for you. Chicks.
I've done some things I regret at Cowboy
Buckle bunnies,
Jacks.
Wapple, buckle bunnies.
Brock Faber was named the NHL Rookie of the Month for the month of January.
Yeah.
You guys have been pumping him, swinging from his jock from the word go.
Yeah.
Brock
Well,
Faber.
he deserves it.
Yeah. He's really been impressive in his first season.
I think
maybe by the end of the season, he's the stinking, Rookie of the Year.
Aren't they like 7 points out of a playoff spot?
They're back a little ways, Randy.
Heading into the second half of the season. So
They got to have, 25, 30 games left now, too.
They're going to have to get that Gabrick line going.
Bobby Smith's got to start cranking it up a little bit.
Oh, no.
Get that Steve Payne line going, Al McAdam.
I saw where Zach got 11 minutes on the ice last night for Colorado.
Oh, nice.
I'm proud of him.
Very cool.
I want to maybe try to catch a game. Maybe Colorado. Colorado being a Western Conference club, they'll get a douchey 8:30 start time some night, and I'll get to watch Zach zip up and down the ice.
He said he'd like to join us soon when he gets settled.
Oh, yeah. We texted with Zach a few days ago. We're going to try to pull him onto the radio here.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
March 8th, Wild versus Avalanche, 8 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
What town
is that here?
It's going to be in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
But April 4th, Thursday night, 7 o'clock at Excel.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
I'll see you there.
That'll work.
I'll be wearing my North Dakota hat. And my Devils Wild and Avalanche Zach jersey. 8:30 tonight. And they're home against the Penguins Friday night. And something for you dorks, there's a book drive Friday night at the X if you're going to the Penguins game. Josh, you got any books you no longer need? You
I've
donate
got a
them
few ones I've already read.
Not
sure.
magazines, Josh, books.
In that case, no.
Donate them to the book drive. There's going to be collection bins. Josh reads books.
You listen to a lot of books too, don't you, Josh?
I do a little of both.
Yeah.
I'm actually an author's dream because I'll buy the book and the audiobook so I can listen in the car, and then when I get a chance at home, I can pick up where I left off.
I love that.
Interesting.
Also, an idiot, basically.
Thank you, Luther Kia of Bloomington, for bringing us our Minnesota Wild Report, bringing our listeners our Minnesota Wild Report.
Well,
yes, Brad, right.
One last thing about Gopher basketball. I was going to mention this. The Big Ten men's basketball tournament is in the Twin Cities this year.
I keep forgetting
that. That might, help them a little bit.
They're going to need to win at least one game in that tournament, too.
And we could have a little bit of a home court advantage thing going on if we can, win a few games there.
Is that at Target Center, Brad?
Yes, Target Center. Yep.
And remember, this is the last year with just these teams. Next year it expands. The Big Ten does.
The Big 42.
Yeah, Big 42. So this is your chance to make some hay this year.
You know, I'd forgotten about that the Big Ten tournament is here in town. We should try to...
Both of them, men's and women's.
Yes.
We should get some beers in us and go to those friggin' games. All right, here we go with Super Bowl hype, if that's what you want to call it. None of us are really playing with ourselves just yet, I know that.
Nope.
The Madden 24 simulation game has been played.
Okay.
And the Chiefs beat the 49ers in the simulation game by a couple of points.
No way.
No way what?
Like, of course. The Chiefs are going to absolutely murder them.
It does kind of seem that way. It's already predetermined and written in the stars.
The Madden simulation has been wrong the last 3 seasons.
I do that every season on Super Bowl Sunday, where I'll simulate a game of Tecmo Super Bowl between the two teams.
That's fun.
How often has it been correct?
It's about a coin flip each year.
At one point or another.
Some years I can't do it, though, because some teams weren't around when Tecmo Super Bowl came out in whatever it was, 1990.
At one point or another, Dana, you got to bust yourself out of 6th grade. You do. So coming up on Sunday, Kevin Harlan and his daughter Olivia Harlan Decker will become the first father-daughter duo to call a Super Bowl. They're going to be calling the game on radio summers.
That's cool.
I think she's on the sidelines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does them for Westwood.
Yeah.
Westwood. You're making that up.
Are we in the same company as Westwood?
I have no idea.
I would not know
I'm
that.
asking the wrong people.
Yeah.
I'm asking the folks that work here.
Yes, exactly.
Not that I know the answer, but I'm pretty sure we
You're
are.
asking fellow employees.
I just Googled that Westwood won the national facing arm of Cumulus Media.
All right, there we are.
There we are. All right.
Thought I was
Nice,
onto
Josh.
something.
Yeah. We're colleagues with Kevin Harlan.
Did you know that?
No.
That's pretty cool.
Well, back in the day, I used to confuse some friends by, and this was the truth, by telling them that me and Timu Solani worked for the same company.
Oh, that's good.
You know, he was a big-time player for the Anaheim Ducks at the time. Timu Solani, one of the greatest of all time, and during his heyday, we were owned by Disney, and so were the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
you guys
he would come on the television and score a highlight goal, and I go, that coworker of mine right there, Timu Solani.
I'm going to bring it up tomorrow at the water cooler.
Yeah. What were you saying, Wapple?
You guys worked with Mickey.
Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Super Bowl commercials. Personally, I don't care what ads run and what ads don't. Knock yourself out if that's your thing. DoorDash has announced a sweepstakes kind of a thing that they're doing called All the Ads. So what is that?
Oh, no.
Sorry, that was my email.
Oh.
Is it male enhancement pills again?
No. It came earlier.
I'll bet.
Hey, weekend's only a couple days away, right, Brad?
That's right.
Party.
Get that sumbitch loaded up.
I'm turning down the volume right now.
DoorDash, All the Ads sweepstakes. So what that means is they're going to go ahead and give one person literally everything that appears during a commercial break on Sunday.
DoorDash can DoorDash pretty much anything. So this year during football's biggest event, DoorDash will DoorDash stuff from all the ads. All to one winner. All the snacks. Every automobile. A tax service. And who knows what else. We haven't fully thought this thing through yet. Just look for the promo code on the big day for a chance to win it all. DoorDashAllTheAds.com.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'd take
Until
that.
you get the tax bill.
Yeah,
In which case, that's not so
Good
awesome.
point.
I mean, you end up getting a hell of a lot of food because a lot of the ads are hooch and food. I didn't see anything in here about alcohol. Maybe they're not. Are they including alcohol? Are they giving away beer?
They said everything.
How about the cars?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
chances
mentioned the
are you're
cars.
getting a car, yeah.
3 of them. If you win this deal, it says here you'll win at least 3 actual cars. They mention you win a Budweiser Clydesdale saddle.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the Budweiser commercial.
Actually going to win Budweiser. But, I mean, the amount of food, look it up, I guess, if you want to shot at this, you need to go to their website and crack the code. I don't know. Look it up. I don't understand these things. But they're giving away a little bit of every damn thing that you see advertised on Sunday. A 30-pound bucket of mayonnaise.
I'm good on that.
Is included. 1,000 Popeyes chicken wingy wings. 40 bags of Dorito, this and that and the other thing. Did you guys ever sign up for that?
I tell you what, if I'm a porch pirate, I'm going to hang out on that.
Good Lord. Did you guys ever sign up for the Ed McMahon sweepstakes deal?
Sure.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
Did? You did?
Once or twice, yeah.
Oh, I wanted him to show up at our house with a giant check so bad. Would
God, that would have been something.
have been cool just to meet the man.
Ed McMahon?
Yeah.
He was a likable character. Okay, is this for real? And what have we become? There's a $2.5 million price tag on one of the suites for Sunday's game.
Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
They want $2.5 million in trade for a suite at this Sunday's game. I think I have that correct.
Yes, that's correct.
What comes with the suite?
A lot of fancy foods.
Nothing.
That are-
You get
I mean-
nothing.
It wasn't as impressive as I thought, Randy Shaver.
Yeah,
when
you'd expect more.
I expected way more. No, 20,
yeah.
20 people fit in the damn thing.
Okay.
And it's a lot of food information here. There isn't much more. The spread consists of a surf and turf buffet with Wagyu beef. What the hell is it?
Wagyu. Ooh, yum.
Wagyu?
Wagyu.
Wagyu.
Ragu.
Mr. Wagyu.
Lobster, carne asada fries, whatever that means. Seafood,
fire.
stuffed potatoes, whatever that means. Bacon-wrapped hot dogs, cheesecakes. And souvenir popcorn. There'll be plenty to drink. A full-service bar with bartenders.
Oh, I bet those tips are nice.
Oh, I bet.
Actually, I don't know. Rich people usually tip the worst.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But you have to hand over $2.5 billion? There's something else in here, Josh, and with all these, whenever too many numbers get involved, my head starts to spin and I don't understand what's happening anymore. Furthermore, in the story, they talk about the get-in price is currently $5,300. So they're saying your average ticket to the game is $5,300?
Yeah.
That's
The cheapest ticket to the game.
And
is
that's
$5,300.
down from last week.
Yeah.
Where on average it was $8,800.
God,
So much has changed.
It's just not right.
It's
it is
terrible.
not right.
Yeah. StubHub right now, the cheapest ticket you can get is $5,300.
I think that's hilarious that Brock Purdy can't even afford a suite.
Yeah.
You know, because he only has, what, $800,000 this year?
Yeah, it's
suite's
his-
$2 million?
$2.5 million.
Double his paycheck.
In 1997, I watched the Super Bowl live from a suite at the Louisiana Superdome. Sat in a suite. And you know who I sat next to for a portion of the game? Mike Ditka.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
And I had to ask him, because I had a few beers in me. I said, you ever hit someone so hard they crap themselves?
What do you say?
And he said he can't be 100% certain, but he assumes the answer is yes.
That's awesome.
He probably liked the question.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He answered it as if we were just two bros, hanging out. He wasn't shocked or surprised. He answered it. That was a long time ago. I know sure as hell the price tag for that suite was not $2.5 million. But there we were. It was kind of interesting. Walking the halls to go take a squeege and whatnot. I walked by a couple of the Kennedys. No lie. I couldn't tell one from the other, but I knew it was the Kennedys. I walked by Dan Marino on the way to the squeeger. And I kept hoping that maybe I could, hang D to D, hip to hip with some big shot, in the men's room.
Yeah.
Never happened. It was just regular schmucks hanging out.
Lame.
Yeah. I wanted to tell a story where maybe I was taking a whiz next to, I don't know,
Bradley Cooper.
Harrison Ford. Bradley Cooper was in third grade.
I know. This is the first name that I thought of. I don't know.
Harrison Ford. Right next to Han Solo? That'd be
James
awesome.
Garner.
Yeah, right, yeah. Bradley Cooper.
He's on top of mind, I guess.
Bradley Cooper was playing with his pee-pee in front of the television. Patrick Mahomes trying his best to keep his teammates from joining his dad in jail. He told his teammates, look, this is a business trip. If we win the game, I'll fly everyone back to Vegas, and then we can really celebrate.
Wow.
He's trying to send a message. Don't go out and get mental. We'll do that after we win.
Yeah.
Handily.
Pretty smart.
Because they will win handily. This is kind of cute. I saw all kinds of NFL memes, as we're leading up to the Super Bowl. Memes and jokes and this and that. Somebody on Twitter said that Patrick Mahomes Sr.'s drinking issues are due to the fact that he spent the entire football season trapped in a suite with Brittany Mahomes, Jackson Mahomes, and Taylor Swift. Wonder if he likes his daughter-in-law.
I mean, he probably has to say he does, but...
Someone else tweeted, Patrick Mahomes really has the worst supporting family in the NFL.
Not too far from the truth.
Yeah, he kind of does. Yeah.
And it's great because it's a picture of Patrick Mahomes kind of looking bewildered and confused, Like, what the hell happened now? That kind of a look on his face. My dad went to jail for a Dewey. What? My brother's going to court for what now? My wife did what to the fans below her, and she poured a bottle of booze on the... Others are saying Mahomes should maybe consider divorcing his family the way the gas bag did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gas bag pretty much, didn't he? Before he even went off to the pros, he told his family, look, don't call me.
Yeah. Isn't it funny, too, looking back, where people thought, like, wow, what's the deal with his family? They don't want anything to do with him. Now I see why his family doesn't want anything to do with the guy.
The more you got to know him?
Yeah. The more his true personality came out over the years.
You're talking about the guy in the darkness retreat?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you're
Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable. And then I love this. My God. It's just, how stupid do you think we are? Now, we all remember kind of the beginning of the end for our relationship with Travis Kelce. We might have thought, hey, what a great player and a likable guy, right? Up until last year's Super Bowl, and we just discussed this a couple weeks ago, when he comes storming up to the microphone, doing his, how did I describe it last year? How did I describe it last week? He morphs into like a club DJ character.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You see him on commercials, and he's like, Xfinity will give you all the channels. But then when he's interviewed after big games, he morphs into this annoying club DJ character.
Changes his voice.
Hey, get this man right here.
I know you're
I love this. Man, one of y'all said the Chiefs were going to take it home this year. Not a single one. Feel it? And on top of that, next time the Chiefs say something, put some respect on our name. MV, Pat, you can't say enough about what this guy means to Kansas City and this team.
What does it mean to you?
And I mean, it's just, I told y'all before the season, we got Coach Andy Reid, we got guys like Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, Frank Clark. At the end of the day, we're going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're gonna celebrate this right here, baby.
All right, shut up, both of you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put any respect on the Chiefs. I'm good.
I bet he retires if they win.
Who's that now?
Kelce?
Oh, yeah?
You think so?
Yeah.
He might.
Well, how long has he been around?
He's been around a long time.
And if he does that means that he and his brother would go into the NFL Hall of Fame together.
Correct.
They'll be in the same.
That's kind of cute.
And if you think that that's the last we'll have heard of them, you're wrong. I mean, those two will team up and do something.
Well, they already have their podcast that gets talked about every day.
He'll be Taylor's husband probably at some point. So you won't hear the last one.
Well, of course not.
But I think that's my take, is if they win, he retires.
So that was, an example of where, no one believed in us. Specifically, that message. It's not only Travis Kelce, of course. That message is so worn out.
Not a single one. Not a single person believed in them.
It is such garbage. And I don't know.
Yeah, but they use it for motivation.
Randy, I'm not listening to that anymore. that can't be. I'm just not listening to that. They use it as motive. That's letting them off the hook, Randy. So where I'm going with this is the 49ers friggin' Twitter page posted a picture of Donnie Bosa, one of the Bosas, whichever Bosa plays for the 49ers. I don't know, and I don't care which Bosa. It's a photo of him kind of busting out of the tunnel, when they do player introductions. It's this dramatic photo of Ronnie Bosa. And then the Twitter handle, Twitter page for the 49ers says, against all odds, next up is the Super Bowl for the 49ers, right? Against all odds.
Weren't they the favorites?
They've been the favorite the whole
Do
year.
they actually believe that, or are they just that delusional?
It's just ridiculous. I don't know where they come up with this crap, but what made it so beautiful was some average dick hanging out on Twitter tweeted back and said, yes, against all odds, as they've been favored in all 21 games this season, including the Super Bowl. I am so burned on that. Stop acting as if you're this outcast group of losers that nobody ever believed in. Because
you're the Lions. Stop it. You're not the Lions.
There are real clubs out there in the past who truly no one believed in. Stop pissing all over their memory with this cliche approach. Stop pissing all over their accomplishments, the teams that really, honestly, nobody believed in. That is funny stuff. So there you go. Oh, which Bosa is it? Now people are busting.
He's got a hard to remember name. His name is Nick.
Nick Bosa.
Yeah. I thought you were joking because of your name.
Oh,
no, you really didn't remember.
No, because there's like 6 of them.
Joey's another one.
Joey Bosa. Get over it.
Wasn't that a dad fights question a few weeks ago that I said one of the names to and not both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember you got pretty pissy about it.
I did. You're right. I
did. He admits it.
Yeah, I like that.
I hear you. It's good to admit it when you're wrong, Brad.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
We're going to get the hell out of here now, boys, but you've done a wonderful job.
For real.
Randy Shaver, we'll talk to you tomorrow, and then we'll talk to both of you at the same time on Friday. Thank you very much.
All right.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Our experienced and certified technicians at Standard Heating have been trusted to keep our fellow Minnesotans comfortable and confident for over 90 years. We're ready to do the same for you, providing comfort you deserve since 1930.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.
Former Navy SEAL Sean Ryan shares real stories from real people from all walks of life on The Sean Ryan Show.
Laird Hamilton, welcome to the show, man.
The truth about a good surfer is ultimately that you understand waves. You're actually a wave reader. I can go to the beach, we're watching a wave come in, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that guy's going to crash.
Is that intuition or is that learned?
Yes, the learned becomes intuition. When you have that much volume of experience, it goes into the unconscious.
The Sean Ryan Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
You're listening to the radio. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah. Where the hell, where are we?
Here we are.
It's Wednesday, and we got your back here at the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Nice to have you listening. It's 8:29. Anything happens, we got your back. We were talking earlier this morning about these concert tickets. Josh was kind of, I guess, is it safe to say you were feeling kind of nostalgic?
Yeah, absolutely.
You were thinking
Took me
back
to high school.
Back in high school, you had your big fat jeans and your leather jacket, and you were listening to Social Distortion.
Yeah, that's something that was pretty popular back then.
I'll tell you what, they've been coming to town for decades, and they always seem to sell the joint out. They really do. They always seem to pack the place. Right now on the Luther Bloomington Kia text line, text CANDY, C-A-N-D-Y, to 651-989-9393 for a shot to win tickets to Social Distortion May 21st at the Palace Theater.
That'd be a fun place to see him. That Mike Ness, cool dude. We were talking about him earlier. He just kind of is someone that exudes cool.
He kind of looked like the type of guy that would kick your ass.
Oh, heck yeah. You don't want to be on his bad
He
side,
looked like the type of guy that wasn't going to take any lip. He wasn't going to take any fresh comments out of anybody. He'd just kick your ass and ask questions later. That's the vibe I got from him. You know what else you got a shot at here? A gold tip rose that will last forever from Arthur's Jewelers.
Ah, yes. The gold tip rose.
And this prize, and we thank them very much, is furnished by Feld Entertainment and Arthur's Jewelers.
I have seen
distortion
those.
coming to town.
I have seen those gold dipped roses at Arthur's Jewelers.
Oh, yeah?
Very popular.
Those are sweet.
I hate to come off like our old program director, but I can't lie to you. I don't know much of the Social Distortion catalog other than when they covered Ring of Fire.
Oh, that's a good cover. Yeah.
I go down the Ring of Fire. They went that route. But that was 25, 30 years ago. All right, what am I doing now? I got something for you big spenders here. Things people say are always worth paying a little extra money for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things you pay a little extra for and you don't mind a damn bit. I was trying to think of my own, personal life. And I don't know, toilet paper? I just can't think of anything that I'm terribly picky about when I'm out shopping.
I'm pretty picky.
If we need bread, grab the nearest loaf of bread. If I need shoes, grab that pair of shoes. If I need this or that, I just kind of I sweep things into a cart. I don't look at prices. But if there's maybe one thing where I don't want the cheap stuff, it's toilet paper, because I do spend quite a bit of my time in a bathroom. In my bathroom, and I can't stand that paper thin gas station. I mean,
That's what we've got.
It'll do. Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
Pretty much everything we have is bargain brands. Yeah, this is...
Come on, even when you're wiping your little behind, you want to dangle with that...
Yeah, it doesn't matter whose behind I'm wiping. Yeah, it's the real thin stuff.
Oh, that sucks.
That sounds awful.
Just because...
that causes hemorrhoids?
I feel like it would.
He feels like it does.
Irritating things down there.
I'm not going to argue with you, Wample. I don't know it to be true, but I'm not just...
I do break paper every once in a while. So
You really have just that really thin garbage?
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to spend extra money?
It's more of a whisper than it is really a paper.
Just a single ply.
It feels like sandpaper down there.
Why is that, Josh?
It's cheaper, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I could not live in your home.
Me either.
That's got to be the only thing. It wouldn't be so much, okay, how much is it compared to this pack of toilet paper? How much is it compared to that? It's when I get home and I go to do the wiping, it better be comfortable. If it feels like I'm at a gas station, I'll throw it all away and go right back to the store.
Yeah, there was a stretch I was living with a couple buddies in the house, and we would take turns buying toilet paper. And one of my buddies would always go to Dollar Tree to get the toilet paper. And I'm like, dude,
no,
really?
You can't skimp on that.
Don't do that.
Well, maybe it doesn't bother Josh because the guy only cuts a deuce about once a month.
I know.
That's true.
Good point.
That's the thing.
I did not know that about you, Josh. I've wanted to live with you for years, but I don't think it would work.
Well, I'd buy you some special toilet paper.
Would you really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Can anyone come up with another product? You pay a little extra, but you don't mind a damn bit. You want to have the higher quality. Go ahead.
What about commercials?
Commercials?
On streaming services.
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
You're saying you pay to not watch commercials?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like $1. It's never like that much of a difference. I never pay for, or I always paid to not have commercials. It's gross.
Okay.
I firmly am against companies that earn their money from commercials. Any ad-based company, I choose not to support. So I'm with you. I'll pay a little extra not to have commercials.
All right,
Wi-Fi.
So as I sit here in the Chris Lindahl studios,
okay,
I refuse not to pay for commercials.
So, okay, you pay a little extra so you don't have to sit through commercials on your streaming services. Someone said Wi-Fi. What's going on with Wi-Fi?
I'll pay for the fastest Wi-Fi that's possible.
Okay.
There's nothing more infuriating to me than when the Wi-Fi is going slow.
All right.
Yeah, I'd pay extra for that too.
I do. I'm really picky about a lot of the products I use. So I'd say like anything that has to do with cleaning, I pay extra for like the better stuff. Paper towels. Can't skimp on paper towels.
Josh is a very patient, detailed consumer. Aren't you, Josh? You pay attention to deals and you pay attention to...
I like to research stuff.
Specials. You'll research things. Okay, they got a special on this product at this store.
That helps avoid impulse purchases.
And, great for you. I could never get involved in such things. I just don't have the patience or the presence of mind. A lot of factors. I just, like I said, I just sweep it into the cart and I move on with my life. But good for you to have one of my favorite people in the whole world. Poor guy passed away recently, but he was, any Saturday or Sunday morning, he had his face in the paper and he was setting aside the coupons for a better deal on every damn thing. He was just a genius with that guy. So anyone else, real quick, on a product that you don't mind paying a little extra for?
I thought of two.
Go ahead.
One would be, what's that called? The cling wrap. Because we would buy the bargain cling wrap and it just doesn't work. We ended up throwing it away. There was no point to it whatsoever.
Okay, you're covering up your leftover mac and cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Clings.
And it just doesn't work.
Gotcha.
The wrap didn't cling.
Yeah, there's no point for it. And then related tin foil. The super thin stuff.
Absolutely.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Man.
What about, I thought of two, they kind of are pretty similar, but marijuana and also alcohol.
Wait, you can buy cheap marijuana? Like there's a difference?
Yes. And that will give you a headache.
Oh. Yeah, there's cheap, what do they call it? Ditchweed? What's that? I don't know what the current term is, but...
Swag.
Alcohol,
Like if you're drinking, like vodkas, you'd like to pay more so you don't get a bad hangover.
I understand where you were going with that. I was just trying to think. I have a favorite brand of beer, and I don't care what it costs.
Yeah, I never get like if you go up to a place and you're just like, like the people are like, vodka soda. I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have the most disgusting vodka ever. Have fun with that migraine later.
Sure.
So you'd say you'd order a specific vodka?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tito's or die. And then I would say dog food too. That's probably a big one for a lot of people.
Dog food?
Mm-hmm.
What movie?
For the good
Caddyshack.
stuff.
That's from Caddyshack. You pay attention to, you pay extra for the better dog food.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. I never paid attention to such things until I, was introduced to some dog enthusiasts like yourself, Ashley, who do pay attention to the quality of what your pet is eating. Some of that stuff is just landfill grindings.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Really?
It's just absolute. It'll kill your dog in the long run.
Yeah.
Really, I hear you.
Take a couple years off their life.
All right, here's the general public rapping back and forth about the things they don't mind spending a little bit of extra money on. Boy, I don't know. I use paper plates and plastic forks, but there are people who say decent kitchenware, quality pots and utensils will treat you well for years.
Yep, it's worth it in the long run.
If you're the type of folk who cook and stir pots full of, I don't cook.
Know. You get bad pans, and then you have that. Eventually, the protective coating will start to come off, and then next thing you know, you're eating I don't even know what that is.
Oh yeah, I've been eating a lot of non-stick stuff.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, that's. I don't think that's good.
Yeah,
no,
it's little black flakes in pretty much everything I eat.
No.
Oh yeah, I've had fistfuls of those black flakes, and I don't care. But if you're a person who cooks every night, big family, whatever, okay, fine. If you live in a colder climate, they say a very warm winter coat. It costs a lot of money. It'll last longer. Makes a big difference. Winter boots also. It's a life changer to have warm feet when it's snowy and cold outside. In this part of the world, we certainly know how that goes. A comfortable mattress.
Yeah, we got to do that one of these days.
Yeah, when I moved in by myself, that was the first thing I bought was a brand new, really comfortable mattress. Very necessary, and I can never go back to just using an old crappy one.
I could sleep on a bed of nails.
Yeah,
I could.
Oh, I also like nice sheets too. That makes a difference for me too.
That falls into play here, Dana. I like my mattress because it is fancy schmancy. It was part of an endorsement a while back.
Oh, nice.
It's wonderful. It is, but if I got home today and it was gone and I had to sleep on a box spring, wouldn't give a rat's ass. I don't care what condition my sheets are in. I don't care.
We, my wife and I, we have a 16-year-old mattress that we paid $300 for. Still, it's one of those things where it's absolutely disgusting and it's about 300 pounds heavier than when we got it. But at the same time, it's kind of tough to buy a new one.
You've gotten some bang for your buck, no pun intended.
Oh, yeah. You're not wrong.
I get a kick out of people who get so uppity about how the bed is made. I've told you this before, that I actually enjoy, I don't know why, I wish I could tell you, but I enjoy the sensation of sleeping on a bare mattress. I don't need pillowcases on the pillows. Give me a bare mattress and just give me one blanket. As long as it's warm enough, I don't care. And people would think I'm crazy, like I'm a damn serial killer, because I don't care. I don't need to put sheets on the bed. I don't get that. I mean, I'm lying down. I'm warm. I'm out cold.
You do well in prison, then.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Bare mattress, yellow, caseless pillows. Yeah. I'm good to go.
I've had some gross pillows in my day. When you take the pillowcase off to wash, I'm like, oof.
Tires.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I did that for the first time, and it made such a big difference. Usually I'd get the cheapest.
It does. It didn't when I was younger, but now, absolutely.
Because it sucks spending money on that kind of stuff.
It does, yeah.
Absolutely. Especially when you have the cheaper option right there.
For you travelers, direct flights. You'll pay a little extra for direct flights as opposed to stopping in Chicago and Cincinnati and Milwaukee, and then you're home.
I'll definitely do that.
Extra. I'll pay extra to let to be able to pick my own seat too.
And when I first started air traveling, which was because of working here, until I got involved in radio, I never went on any airplane rides, and I never cared to. But they started sending us on all these trips, and you've heard the stories about our trips. It never dawned on me, okay, if we're going to New York City, why do we stop in Milwaukee, Detroit, Cleveland, Columbus, and Philadelphia along the way? Well, it's because it was cheap as balls, and the company didn't want to send us on I never knew those things. Absolutely. Now, if I ever was to plan an airplane ride on my own, I would give them whatever the hell they want for a direct flight. I hate that getting on and off. And then, of course, in my mind, you're tripling the chances of death by traveling in 3 separate airplanes. You know what I mean?
I don't know the cost difference, but I'd imagine going to someplace like Universal Studios or something, it might be worth paying a little extra just for the skip the line passes.
Sure.
Something like that.
Because those prices are insane these days.
It's already crazy expensive.
It is.
So we're talking about what you might pay a little extra for. A product you don't mind paying a little extra money for. Here's a listener that says, has anyone said good panties yet?
I haven't heard it.
No.
Good panties.
Yeah, that matters.
Does it?
Because you get like crappy ones, they'll shrink, they'll snap, especially thongs. They'll like snap.
Oh, you don't need to tell me about my thong shrinking, Ashley.
Your thongs will blow out on you?
Yeah. That's the worst.
You pull them up and they give way?
Yep.
Oh, no. I'll buy a 10-cent bag of used underwear.
Whatever's on sale at Target.
Wapple had to spend a little extra money on some good ones because of all the Snuggies, right, Wapple?
Oh, yeah.
Or wedgies.
Yep.
Did you prefer, would you spend extra to get ones that wouldn't break, or would you prefer they just break to get it over with?
No, I had to make them myself where they would break away. Smart. Cut the waistband a little bit.
Tear away on these.
Yeah.
Tools. A lot of people are saying tools.
Oh, sure.
If I knew how to use them, I probably would do that.
If I had some.
If you're the type who's fixing cars and fixing the house and this and that, absolutely you want to get the quality tools with the comfortable grip and the long-lasting this and that. Now, back to toilet paper, and then we got to take a break. I mentioned that I don't really get too wound up in things like this. I don't cook. But I want to have comfortable toilet paper because I practice with it a lot. Josh over there said he buys the straight-up, bottom-of-the-barrel gas station paper-thin stuff.
Whatever's the cheapest.
Doesn't matter to him. I can't believe that. But I just like the way this individual put this. I would always pay... I'm not exactly sure what they mean, but I like the way they come off. I always buy the good toilet paper Don't get me started on how coddled the modern anus is.
There's one thing about the modern anus these days.
I don't know what they mean, but I like the heart behind the message.
They want to glorify the fact that they're criminals. It's dumb. These guys are dumb. They deserve to be tossed under the jail just for being dumb.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show.
Yeah. We're talking about spending here on the program before we go home. Spending monies. What are you not afraid to spend a little extra on? You know, you like the quality. Not crazy about the price, but you'll go ahead and put that money down because you feel strongly enough about it.
I thought of one over the break.
What's that?
If it's a band that I really, really like, I'll splurge a little extra to get as close to the stage as possible.
Okay.
Sometimes just being in the venue isn't enough. I want to be as close as possible.
All right. You want to get
creep
up close?
them out a little bit?
Yeah. I want to put that restraining order to good use that Bruce Springsteen has against me.
These are things that people say are worth paying a little extra for. Listeners have been texting up and down. Some of the stuff I find really interesting, and I maybe wouldn't have understood a few years ago, but now I do. Carpet pad.
Oh, we're doing something like that right now. You think it's worth spending a little extra?
Yeah. It makes it more comfortable on my old body as I cross the room. I got a buddy who lays carpeting down for a living, and he came over and sized up my place a few years ago, and he said, well, do you want the pad? And I said, I don't know. What's the pad? And he said, trust me, it's much more... He was right. A few folks texted in saying they'll pay a little extra for a higher-priced prostitute.
The disease-free ones. It's worth it.
Well, this is what I got here. It says, less itch, less pimp problems when you pay a little more. Headphones. A lot of you walk around all day with the headphones on.
Oh, I have work headphones for sure. It's worth it. The ones, Ashley, the ones you have are terrible.
Yeah, they're absolutely awful. But, I mean, to get a decent pair, it's like at least 100.
Pull tab voyeur, she just said, how about peanut butter? They only buy the expensive peanut butter at their house. I eat it every day. I don't know that we get the expensive kind, but I do love it.
I do too. I couldn't even tell you what brand I have in the cupboard right now. Like I said,
we're a Skippy family, I think.
I'm not the best. I'm not the most attentive consumer in the county.
Yeah, peanut butter doesn't matter to me much.
I used to never be a peanut butter snob, but my sister got me one of those big batches of the homemade ones they do at Hell's Kitchen in Minneapolis. And I think I'm now a peanut butter snob.
Oh,
I think it might be tough to go back.
Good.
I'm a pickle snob.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I was introduced to the superiority of Clausen's pickles.
Oh, yeah.
And now everything else to me is not a pickle.
Only those.
They are so friggin' good. I don't know.
Superiority of?
I can't explain why, but they're so much better to me.
I don't know. Wapple's pickles are pretty good.
I've never had one of Wapple's pickles. Wapple, get that pickle in my mouth. I want to try it.
A lot of our listeners will spend a little extra on work boots. What do you think about spending a little more on your tattoos?
Oh, yeah. I'll always pay more for the tattoos.
Go somewhere reputable?
Yep, I go to the same place every time.
My wife spends a lot of money on like workout clothes and shoes. Seems like she always needs new shoes for something.
Now, buying a motor vehicle, Josh, you know a thing or two about buying a new motor vehicle.
Just did it.
Listener texted in and said, I'll always pay for the higher trim. I want the heated leather seats. I want the running boards. I want the better stereo. What do you think about that?
I've a buddy who says to get the one you want because you usually regret it. I've never, stuff like heated seats, all that kind of stuff, I've never really cared too much about. I like whatever the better engine is more interested in.
Some of our listeners will break out the big bucks for the good laundry detergent, the good Q-tips.
Yeah, any type of household thing like that.
Didn't realize there were good Q-tips. I thought they were just Q-tips.
Yeah, there's good Q-tips.
I am obsessive when it comes to cleaning out my ear holes. And, of course, like I said already, these are things you don't learn until you're a little older. In most cases, you start living on your own and this and that. There's a certain style of Q-tip out there that when I start banging my ear with it, it folds up in my hand.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? It's got no resistance. And
you can't have that happen. That's dangerous.
I dig in there like I'm looking for dinosaur bones. You know what I mean? I need a tough sumbitch. So I know what they're talking about.
I don't do that anymore. I had a ear, nose, and throat lady say, knock it off. She shamed me.
Yeah, they all say that.
She looked at me like I was a monster.
Yeah.
How about this text? On peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
This person says, peanut butter is butthole cement. I don't know about that. It's never done that to me. Well, what am I saying? I'm constantly constipated.
I think it's supposed to
But I don't
the
think
opposite.
it's peanut butter related.
It causes you to be constipated?
I don't know. I don't think that's... I've never heard that before.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of food, what the hell's the matter with this? I'll pay a little more money for the good sushi. What the hell are you putting that garbage in your mouth for in the first place? Sushi?
I like vegetable sushi just because I love the wasabi. So good.
If I was
soy
a
sauce.
sushi fan, I don't think I'd get it from a gas station.
Oh, you haven't lived until you've had gas station sushi waffle. Puts hair on your chest.
Sweep it into the garbage so we don't have to have this conversation ever again. People will spend a little extra on the car wash. They want I hate those folks who spend all the money on the car wash. I got to wait forever behind your ass.
I just got shamed for only getting the basic one by my boyfriend. I was like, okay, shut up. You go get a car wash for me then.
Don't sit there for 30 minutes. Just go in and out of the thing. Get the quick $2 douche. Bar soap. What are you texting in from 1978?
Boy, I don't remember the last time I've used bar soap.
Who doesn't use body wash?
A parachute. Oh, boy, that sounds important.
Yeah, that sounds really important.
One listener said, I'll pay a little extra for the good parachute.
That's probably a good call.
Ashley, what about this one? A listener will spend a little extra money to buy the good milk.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking of that one. That's definitely one of mine.
Is there a difference? We get the Wise brand milk or whatever. I
don't know. I think there was even like a documentary that came out or something like that exposed that it's all coming from the exact same place. You're just paying for the name brand, but I think it tastes different a little.
The good milk. M-E-L-K. Milk.
Milk.
Surprised nobody's brought up coffee yet because I know people are very passionate about their fancy coffees.
I don't care.
Good point. Yeah, nobody said that yet.
Mm-hmm. Pour it on top of the sushi. Tie it
I
up.
thought of a good one. Any kind of makeup or face wash, anything that goes on my face. Because I've just stop it, Nick. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at Waffle.
Yeah, I was waving over at him. Hi.
I was wishing him good luck on his bar gig tonight.
6:30 to 8:30. Cowboy Jack's Bloomington.
Jesus, Waffle and I can't have a little eye to eye. We can't.
Did you say Cactus Jack?
Bang bang.
All right, so you're saying what's on your face?
Makeup products.
Yeah, makeup or face wash because I've cheaped out before and it's just you'll break out, your skin gets dry.
I hear you.
What about pop?
I just gleeked. Sorry to interrupt.
Pop, soda pops.
Yeah.
Soda fountain
You
sodas.
kind of usually go for the name brand more than like the Shasta or Dr. Thunder.
Oh, I used to love Shasta.
Is that a real pop?
Yeah,
Dr. Thunder? Yeah, it's Dr. Pepper.
Well, oh, it's the off-brand of Dr. Pepper. Yep. I'm so out of tune with the soda community that I don't know these things. I don't know. If I was going to go back to drinking pop, yeah, I'd go for my favorite. I wouldn't care what it cost.
Yeah, I couldn't do like a Wise brand,
like a Mountain Lightning.
or anything.
Mountain Lightning. That's what I was just thinking of.
Yeah, I remember like Mountain Lightning. Anytime we had pop as kids, it was like a special occasion, right? And it would always be that. Or strawberry pop, orange pop is what they call it. Just a black and white label on that thing. Just a 2-liter or something.
We will spend a little extra money on this and that. We will, to be comfortable.
Sometimes it's worth it, as we've learned this morning, is it not? Give a shout out to the retired Navy SEAL sex doll with a Purple Heart, good job as an iron worker, scratch golfer with a black belt in Taekwondo, huge crank, Dean, who Waffle claims he's totally cool if Dean barebacks his girlfriend. Oh. He said it earlier. He doesn't mind. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you can sleep with the sex doll if you want.
Yeah,
It seems
that's a
like
hot sex doll.
Our listeners want to hear more and more about Dean.
He's lived an exciting life for something that's not life.
No one can live up to that.
No, it's going to be a hell of a biopic one day.
Played by Sylvester Stallone, I'd imagine. Happy birthday to Nick's mom.
Thank you very much. That's very nice.
Of course, lovely lady. I had the pleasure of seeing her Sunday night. It was awesome. Happy birthday to Una, turning the big 05 today and getting her ears pierced from Dad, Lab Rat Jesus.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Standard Heating is having their 94-year celebration. They have special offers just for you this February. Whether you need a new furnace or a tune-up, they have something special for everyone. Visit standardheating.com to save today.